Welcome to the channel of PACIFIC414. Show us this loyalty. Throw yourself onto the subscribe button and submit yourself to the live streams, gaming streams, and so much more. Pathetic earthlings, I command you.
Pop Talk is where it's at, baby.
Autobots, transform and roll out.
Big Man Tarzan!
Warning: due to adult language and humor, the following content may not be suitable for any viewers under the age of 18. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. The views and opinions expressed during the following live stream or video content are those of the individual and may not reflect those of others. Thank you. No matter the weather outside, Baron Orman Tagge, Cash Money 007, and PACIFIC414 are here to bring you the pop culture and entertainment news, rumors, watch parties, discussions, reactions, reviews, opinion on PACIFIC414 Pop Talk Sunday edition.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Welcome, one and all. I care, Baron. I care. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome one and all to PACIFIC414 Pop Talk, joined by Baron Orman Tagge and our guest today, the Smoking Patriot, also known as Common Sense America. And since he is our guest today, I am going to play this clip for him.
Oh, boys! I'm
I can't say it as eloquently as Randy Quaid, but you get the gist.
Yes.
We have the best clips on YouTube, folks.
Seriously.
We do. And that's just not me stroking my own ego, because I don't have one. I really don't. And for this Sunday edition, of course, you all know that I do have a question for you all, and please save your answers until we get to that point. But for this morning or afternoon or evening, depending on where you are in the world, the question I have for you to answer later on in the show is, as a subscriber, what would you consider to be the pros and cons of this PACIFIC414 channel? Now, the reason why I say this PACIFIC414 channel is because, as some of you may or may not know, I have a Twitch channel, I have a Kick channel, I have a Rumble channel, and an Odyssey channel, but right now we're talking about the YouTube side of things.
Oh my God, that's so many things to try to keep track of.
I know, but we do have somebody who is here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and play a certain clip from Stripes and ask him a question.
Where the hell have you been, soldier?
training, sir! Training, sir!
What kind of training, son?
Army training, sir! Army training, sir!
Army training, sir!
Twitter posting, sir!
Oh, man.
Welcome, Cash.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
Pretty good. I'm pretty wired right now, so I'm ready to rock and roll.
All righty. And since you're ready to rock and roll, I want you to contemplate this very question. I'm going to bring it up one more time. And it's, as a subscriber, what would you consider to be the pros and cons of this PACIFIC414 channel? Not the Twitch channel, not the Kick channel, not the Rumble channel, not the Odyssey channel.
I don't know too much.
Wait, Don't give me your answer just yet.
All right.
Squirrels.
Squirrels, that's right. I agree with Baron. Squirrels.
I will ask for everybody's answers after we talk about our very first article here. And our very first article will be YouTube will stop removing videos pushing lies. This is according to Variety, folks.
Yeah.
Lies about the 2020 U.S. election. Our other article for today is there's a trailer for a new movie called The Hill, starring Dennis Quaid and Colin Ford. And I have an article from Superhero Hype that says Harrison Ford reveals who would win. Excuse me. Who would win between Han Solo and Indiana Jones? I think you're going to like Indiana Jones, Han Solo's, Harrison Ford's answer. And we also are going to discuss this article of Danny Bonaducci to undergo brain surgery.
Oh, I didn't agree with that.
No. Danny Bonaducci. Okay.
I saw it yesterday. I said, you know what? I'm going to add it to the list. And of course, before we even talk about any of these articles, I do want to, of course, say hello to the first person who was here. And that was Baron.
It's the hooligan, Baron.
And then, of course, we had everybody's favorite penguin, Low Specs Lint. And we also had Jason Fox of 540 Studios. Hello, Jason. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this article. I'll go ahead and put the article into the chat, as is the norm. And I'll start reading it. This article was posted on June 2nd on Variety's website, and it's by Todd Spangler. And, YouTube will stop removing videos pushing lies about the 2020 U.S. presidential election. Let me read it correctly. On December 9th, 2020, YouTube enacted a ban on videos that falsely claimed then President Trump won the U.S. presidential election. Since then, according to the platform, it has removed tens of thousands of videos that violated the policy. As of June 2nd, 2023, YouTube has reversed that decision. The video giant announced that it will stop removing content that advances false claims that widespread fraud, errors, or glitches occurred in the 2020 and other past U.S. presidential elections. Why is YouTube making this change? The Google-owned service, in an unsigned blog post Friday, tried to explain it this way. In the current environment, we find that while removing this content does curb some misinformation, it could also have the unintended effect of curtailing political speech without meaningfully reducing the risk of violence or other real-world harm. YouTube also noted, as with any update to our policies, we carefully deliberated this change. Trump, who continues to falsely claim he won the 2020 election, is seeking the Republican nomination for the 2024 U.S. presidential election. Following the pro-Trump January 6, 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol, YouTube suspended Trump's channel after determining he violated the platform's policy against inciting violence. YouTube reinstated the ex-president's channel, and they really should say former president, not ex-president, former president.
YouTube, Google,
Variety.
Oh, Variety, Washington Post. We can go down the list, but anyways, go ahead and continue.
Yep. Reinstated the former, I'm going to correct them right there, the former president's channel this past March, justifying the move by saying that letting voters hear equally from major national candidates outweighed any potential threat of violence. With the 2024 election season underway, according to YouTube's latest blog post, the ability to openly debate political ideas, even those that are controversial or based on disproven assumptions, is core to a functioning democratic society, especially in the midst of election season. That said, and listen to this part very carefully, read this part very carefully, folks. YouTube said its other election misinformation policies remain in place, including those that prohibit content aiming to mislead voters about the time, place, means, or eligibility requirements for voting, as well as false claims that could materially discourage voting, including those disputing the fidelity of voting by mail and videos that encourages others to interfere with democratic processes. And this last paragraph here says, here's what isn't changing. We are ensuring that when people come to YouTube looking for news and information about elections, they seek content from authoritative sources prominently in search and recommendations. Meaning, and yes, this is my opinion, folks, and I'm going to say it, meaning whoever pays YouTube under the table to make sure that their particular news network gets the forefront. YouTube said in a blog post, in the wake of the 2020 election, YouTube said it discovered that videos from authoritative sources like news outlets represented the most viewed and most recommended election videos. Yeah, because you guys have been pushing those channels because they are paying you to be on your platform.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
This is going to be fun.
So, this, at first sounds all well and good, doesn't it?
No.
YouTube's rolling back their policy and they're not going to penalize, yet you go down further into the article and you see and read the fine print. You still have to be very careful about what you discuss here on YouTube. And the reason why we are discussing it here on Pop Talk is because, one, we're on this platform. Two, there are channels that talk about politics and pop culture, and the fact that politics has weaved itself into pop culture, whether it's comics, movies, books, television shows, games, it's in there. And I'm not going to ignore it.
We don't want it there, but they force it on us, and they tell us we can't talk about it.
Right, they force it on you, and then you can't talk about it. And then they look. Let's just say it how it is. And people have said this too. People have said "fuck YouTube" on here. Yes, that's happened on the channel when they were actually. And Google, any of us here, I'm pretty sure, would look at you in the face and say you're a bunch of hypocrites. Mm-hmm. And then we would find proof to back up our claims on things. But, I know you don't like certain facts that don't fit your narrative.
Mm-hmm.
It's always the same bullshit.
As I promised Mike, I wasn't going to get partisan on it. No D's or R's. But there might be a little bit.
Just maybe a bit.
Baron, if you have to tell it like it is, tell it like it is.
Yeah, man. Don't sugarcoat it. We're here, dude. No.
This thing that you're doing with former President Trump, and yeah, you're absolutely right. That was 100% a propaganda piece when they sit back and say ex-president. Fine, ex-President Obama. How do you like that?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, now I'm going to be called full to all that stuff. But no, it's former President Trump. Stop your BS. Double speak, propaganda. Let's try to warp things.
That's right.
Now, what's dangerous on all this is this. Wasn't it in 2016, Hillary Clinton running around saying the election was rigged and that she was the winner? Why was she not penalized? And let's move back to 2000.
That's right.
Now, obviously, it wasn't a YouTube back then, or the presence that we have now. But what if someone decided they wanted to start talking about the fact that Al Gore was really the president, not George W. Bush? Now, would you
Hanes
apply
hats.
them?
Anybody remember the Hanes hats?
I remember them. Remember, I'm in
Yeah.
Florida. That dominated our news cycle for what, a month, I think.
Not just yours, buddy. Not yours.
But
everybody.
the real problem is DJ Ronnie's turtles. They have everything to do with the elections. They're sending messages secretly and everything.
Yeah, those turtle
Absolutely.
shells. They're not meant to keep them protected. They're meant to hide.
That's right.
No, you're absolutely wrong. It is not DJ Ronnie's turtles, but they are in league. They are in league with this.
This has been a test of.
Oh man.
This whole thing to me feels like a trap.
Say it.
It is.
It is a trap. It is a trap,
dude.
Because
It's
here's
always
the
a
thing.
trap.
I
Go
follow several creators, okay?
Yep.
And one of them who is like in like red pill stuff, and one of the reasons why YouTube deleted, not banned, not striked, he literally erased his entire YouTube thing, something he had been building since he was a teenager for like 8-9 years, been building it hard, had a huge following, gone, like that, gone. And here's the big problem, okay? Is that we could get partisan and say, well, it's Republicans or it's Democrats or it's this or that.
Right.
No. At the end of the day, what this is that YouTube is saying this speech is allowed and
That's
this
right.
isn't. At the
That's
end of the day, listen, I'm all for open dialogue. If Republicans want to say the election was stolen and Democrats want to say it wasn't, you know what?
Right.
Have both people present their ideas. Be a public forum. The moment that you start editing speech and start restricting it on one side and not the other, you are no longer an open platform. You are no longer. You have chosen a side.
That's right.
And this is a big problem that we had with other stuff that happened also around the time of the election, also, which I'm not going to say, but I think we all kind of know what was going on in 2020 at the same time. Okay, there was other stuff going on. Here's the big thing that makes me think this is a trap. All of a sudden, people are going to start waking up. They're going to say, you know what? Yeah, we can start talking about this. We're going to start talking about that. But then guess what happens, okay? Those people are going to slowly start being profiled. Because let's say 2024, only God knows what's going to happen in that election. I'm not even going to try and predict, okay?
Right.
But regardless of what happens, I think this is to lure people out into a sense of safety so that way they can clear house of them. Because have you all ever logged out of your YouTube account and just gone to YouTube, unlogged in, and just seen what's on the main page?
Yes,
I have.
Yeah,
I just did it earlier.
Yeah, well, I have. It's been about probably 6-9 months since I last did it, and the two biggest things that I saw on there were stuff from, and again, this is a factual thing, left-leaning channels, actual news sites like CNN, MSNBC, those, and then like the random stuff like, hey, let's see if this ball of rubber can expand to 9 times its size. It was literally like, it was the most brainless stuff, and then it was political left stuff. I did not see anything center or anything right.
No,
and that's what bothers me about this. That's why I'm Team Rumble. Team Rumble, literally, you can pretty much say what you want. Like
Rumble's got a ways to go, but I think it has potential, and there needs to be. We need to have backups. It doesn't matter how big or small our channels are. Even Twitch, as you know, man, Twitch can be a problem too. People have been banned on Twitch for things. If you're going to be fair about this, which, look, let's be honest, Google's not going to be fair about this. Yeah, you heard me, Google. You are not going to be fair about
Google.
this.
Amazon, who runs Twitch, you think they're going to be fair?
No. They're not going to be fair about this situation. And I always love that a certain former orange man, I said orange man, YouTube, come get me, a former orange man, you see this guy on there, he's got about 1.7 million, and he just automatically says, you know what? I think that guy actually did assault this woman. Oh, really? Do you have proof of that? Oh, well, it's the words that they say. And I hear that from some of my other friends, and I go, okay, do you have proof? And so they're happy. They're fine. They can say all that they want. But if we question certain things, here comes the ban hammer.
Well, that's the big thing. The fourth estate should have their feet constantly put to the fire. The moment they go out there and say, we are the only legitimate news out there, how dare you question us? And if you come out with anything else, you're nothing. And that's usually their assault, their attack. But no, the fourth estate needs to have their feet put to the fire. They should be constantly harangued for their misinformation. And yes, their misinformation. Dan Rather lost his job at CBS because he was part of the whole thing with the slip bolts.
Brian Williams did the same thing.
Right.
He lied about being on a helicopter.
Right. And Connie Chung, who is a wife of Maury Povich, that tells you something right there. Basically, she lost her job because she was interviewing Newt Gingrich's mother. And then she does the infamous "between you and me, what does he think of Hillary?" Now, the moment you say "between you and me," that means that is not going on the air. Right. That's confidential. And she puts on the air her response, which was, "He thinks she's a bitch." I'm quoting YouTube. That's what I'm doing. But she put it on there. Of course, what happens? She lost her job. Now, don't tell me that these people feature people in the fire. Those are some examples right there.
What about the situation with Sharon Osbourne? You think that was fair? I mean, I don't care if they're white, black, green, red, whatever. Yeah. That whole situation was fair? Sure.
Well, you know what I find ironic? Connie Chung's family fights their way to danger with her to get out of China so they get to freedom. So what's the one thing she does here? She does the same goddamn thing China's doing. Propaganda.
Yep. Yeah, of course.
She's bringing what they escaped from.
Same thing. Same thing with the athletes. Are you going to next tell us, YouTube, that we can't criticize these people when they come out and say blatant lies about other people? Not just that. Oh, AOC just lied about someone recently, like legitimately lied. And then she was called on it, and then the person, then AOC didn't want to talk to her. Like, these are facts. These aren't lies, YouTube. But I know you want to play these games, so let's play these games.
Let's bring it close to home. Let's bring it closer to home to us. And I'm not just saying to us. I'm talking about us YouTubers who are fighting the fight to keep this crap out of our fandom, out of our games, books, and such. They come out. We criticize what they're doing with ROP, Rings of Power, or even the fact that they came out with the Black Aragon card for Magic. And we sit back and criticize that. And what's the first thing they do? The attack. And even from the legitimate quote-unquote press, calling us ists and quotes.
Look at that PBS NewsHour, PBS NewsHour article that you got so upset about, Baron, because you feel so passionate about D&D, which I understand. You've played it a lot more than I have, and that right there is a hit piece. IGN has made. Oh, and if we want to go into this, we have Destructoid has made hit pieces, not as many. IGN has made hit pieces. GameSpot has made. You can go down the list of gaming sites. You can go into the whole issue about that woman who said too much water on IGN, who got attacked by, I think it was the Quartering, for saying that this article is not that this happened. And however you feel about the Quartering, I have to take his side on this because that article was lazy, and for somebody who's getting paid for a review, do a better job.
Right.
Yes. Exactly. I don't care if you're a man, woman, creature, turtle, whatever. I don't care.
We care about turtles, especially the mutant ones.
We care about yes, we care about those.
But the thing is we get attacked
right
with the same BS. If you're going to hold these standards, YouTube, and the journalists, right there, I'm putting the mirror up. You have no facts. You just spew out the words because those are perfect little words to throw out there because they're trigger words and they have no meaning. They really don't have any meaning anymore.
They do. And it's just the same people who attack you for, oh, I like something Disney did. Oh, how dare you? You're part of the problem. Like, those people are trash too. They just are. Like, what are you doing?
Here's another thing on that point, Cash. It's like Baron has said time and time again. We shouldn't shun them for every single thing they do. If they do something good, we should actually say, hey, you know what? You did good there.
Yep.
Right.
This doesn't mean you're forgiven for everything else that you've done.
No.
It just means that we're acknowledging the fact that you did something good here.
Yeah, you damn for what they did. You praise for what they do. You do not damn them for what you think they did, which is what Google, YouTube, and others are doing it. Damning because of what they think or they want you to think. We did.
Mm-hmm.
You know, praise for it when they do it, because when they start hearing praise for the things they're doing right, maybe, just maybe, someone will wake up over there and start saying, wait a moment, we're getting more money, we're getting more praise for doing this, while this stuff is being shunned and criticized. Maybe, especially with the writer strike going on and other bullshit, maybe it will get through their little bubble head of nonsense.
Yes.
Yeah. And here's another thing. I'm playing Jedi Survivor right now.
Mm-hmm.
And you better believe if I run into parts of the game where there's issues, I'm going to say something about it.
Right.
I paid $70 for that game, and I want to get my $70 worth.
But you're the problem for doing that, Mike. You're the problem. They even had articles about that. You're the problem. How dare you criticize them for having a game that has bugs? You should be worshiping at their feet, kissing their butts, and saying, "Thank you, thank you. I know it's crap, but you're so kind and generous to come down from the mountain and grace us with your presence."
I mean, I'm not kissing anyone's ass.
You don't need to. I mean, none of us. Nobody should.
No. Like if I had beef with anybody, like let's say Mike did something in the middle of a stream, and I'm like Mike, and I'm thinking in my head, Mike, not cool, man, not cool. You shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have. For one, I'm not going to call him out mid-stream and everything. What I'll do is that I'll wait for the stream to end, and then I'll message Mike, I'll voice call him, whatever. Say, Mike, dude, the fuck, man, the fuck. Like that was uncalled for. That wasn't right. Because this thing, Mike and I are bros. We're really cool. But at the same time, I hold people accountable. I can say, like, if Jeremy and Geeks and Gamers, if he does something that's messed up, screwed up, I like him. I like Geeks and Gamers. I fully support them. I will openly call them out and say, hey, you effed up here. Gary Nerdrotic, same thing. I don't care who you are. I don't care if I agree with you or disagree with you. I will praise you where praise is deserved. And if you F up, I'm going to hold your feet to the fire until your feet either burn off or you realize what you did was wrong. One of the two is going to happen at the end of the day.
Right. And now Jason and Spartacus are in the chat right now, and I'm going to ask, Jason Spartacus, was it you, Spartacus, that got attacked because you were playing Jedi Survivor?
Because because Jace tagged somebody, and somebody got upset. How dare you tag me when somebody's something to do with Disney? It's just childish stuff. It's like, really, dude.
That is another thing. I am going to bring it up.
Okay.
When you have people that you follow because you support what they do on their channel, and they follow you because they support what you do on your own channel, and then you tag them in a post to, celebrate a milestone, and they unfollow you.
Right.
What the hell?
Yeah.
If you don't want to be tagged in a post, just let the person know, hey, I'm happy for you that you have this milestone, but please, in the future, don't tag me in a post.
Right.
Yeah, that's all they have to say. But no, they have to make things weird.
Well,
and then then it's just like bigger YouTubers. They get in a fight with somebody, and then that somebody. It's like, we could have told you that person was drama and toxic, but you want to be around these people because you need that attention. So you do you, man.
And I'm not going to name names. I know you put up with Spartacus back, and I'm familiar with them. And I find it, and don't take this wrong, amusing. And I'm using that in a snarky way, but because it's a younger generation who's getting exposed to the EU, Star Wars EU. I'm jealous. I'm envious of them because they're experiencing a lot of this stuff first time. But their venom so much against Disney which I can understand. I understand the venom against Disney can sometimes blind and start attacking those that are on your side because you're not walking lockstep with them, and you have different ideas. None of us here can sit back and agree on every bloody thing. Not at all.
No.
But that's what discussion's about. In that case, it's like, that's where you have that discussion. And it's like, well, I'm sorry, Disney is doing something good here. And maybe because, Disney didn't have their hands fully on it and such. Or, I can see your point where, Filoni has definitely turned to the dark side. I can understand that.
Yeah.
But to go out there and start attacking because, how dare you, you're supporting them. Praise them for what they did. And again, maybe something will happen. That's all I can say. Don't start attacking each other. One of my great rules is, like you see a kid dressed up as a Ray. You don't make a comment about it. It's a kid. Freaking leave them alone. But when it comes into this area, this arena of debate that we have, it's a free-for-all zone. We try to keep it simple. Be animated, be passionate, but be civil.
Yeah, it's what I ask folks to do when they're on the panel and in the chat. Let's keep it civil. Let's be respectful of one another's opinions because we all have a different opinion.
Now, I'm going to, so now we're going to go here, like Patriot was saying, next year is going to be, there are 2 years, it's going to be a year and a half, going to be very interesting. So what happens? I'm going to put a scenario out there. What if, and notice one thing, when you start getting people who are being attacked by the establishment, right? What happens? A cant starts. You have a thieves' cant. In England, when homosexuality was illegal, you had their little cant where they had their little secret words back and forth in their communication. We have that here. We see, sailing the high seas or Orange Man or whatever. We have been forced to have to start a cant. You do not ever want to do that because it starts building what you call an underground. So let's say a year and a half from now, say Orange Man does win. Are you going to start going after the people that sit back and say, no, he didn't, and starts having the same arguments people did in 2020? If that's the case, they get banned too.
Yeah. Now, and I think the big thing is, and I'm going to go back to like what I said earlier, because I think at the end of the day, it's the most simplest way of defining it is that whether you want to say if you're on the left, Hillary Clinton got scammed out of the 2016 election, or you're Trump, Trump got scammed, regardless of the evidence, whether it's true or not. Okay, regardless, we're just saying the baseline argument that each side has their candidate for, we'll call it. Okay, at the end of the day, everyone should be able to present their arguments and say, you know what? Here's my argument for why Trump got scammed. Here's my argument for why Hillary got scammed. The algorithm is neutral. The algorithm is neutral, so it pushes both of them equally, and then see, okay, this side has a lot more points, or this side has a lot more points. Okay, cool. You guys have your discussions, and at the end of the day, we're better for it. Because here's the thing. Since we've gone more online, we have lost the ability to have conversations and debates. It's I'm pissed with you, I'm shadow banning you, I'm unfriending you. You don't confront people nowadays and say, dude, the hell, man, the hell. We don't do that anymore. Why do you think people control on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, all the stuff, and say the most degrading, vile things sometimes about people? They would never say that to your face, because if you did, they'd get a nice right hook. But here's the thing: they have no problem saying that under anonymity. Right. Okay. Yes. That's the problem we have. Is that essentially what you're doing is you are restricting the speech to allow that open dialogue. Open dialogue is a very healthy thing for society at the end of the day. It is. And like Baron could say, you know what? I thought the Last Jedi is the greatest piece of Star Wars ever created. And I'd say, Baron, I think you need your head examined, but I'm not gonna say, oh, Baron, you're banned from my life. I might think he's got a few screw looses for liking that movie.
No, and you're not going to insult him by calling him names. That's
exactly, yeah.
Right, exactly. And that's just it. I mean, that's where you have that healthy debate. And of course, people say, well, you guys hide behind names, Cash Money, 007, Baron Orman Tagge. I have no problem letting people know who I am. I've been quote unquote doxxed, and it really wasn't. The first person to do that, Mexican Iron Man. That's no problem because I don't hide who I am. Anyone that knows far enough, that's who I am. But you go back to with the founding of this country and the debates they had on what this country is going to be. And you had the Federalists and you had the Anti-Federalists. And you can have their debates in the Federalist Papers and in the Anti-Federalist Papers. And this is what happened. And of course, they'd use pseudonyms in there through both sides. And that was, you read this one for the Anti-Federalists, the Federalist Paper retort, and this was in the papers back then. So you had that back then going back and forth and people using the pseudonyms. Of course, we know who people were now, and even back then they understood who was arguing what point and which. Well, that's what we have here. But the thing is when you start saying, no, we're not going to let the Anti-Federalists talk. We're going to dox them. We're going to do this propaganda fight on them that their voice is not valid. And this is coming from the group that says all voices are valid. All voices are valid, but yours. All people are equal. Some are more equal than others. 4 legs good, 2 legs bad. But I'm going to learn how to walk on 2 legs.
And here's the thing about Pop Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Pop Talk will always be a place where, regardless of your opinion, you're welcome here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to know something crazy? I follow some flat earth stuff. Does it mean I agree with them? No. Some are what you would call parody sites.
Mm-hmm.
Others, these people are talking about are serious about it. I find amusement. But does that mean I sympathize with it? Does that mean I'm going to go out there and insult them and do all that? No. I don't agree with them, but I'm not going to go out there and, it's amazing how something simple like that someone should be brushed off. Oh, that person believes in the flat earth, and they go into this full range of attack. It's like, how are they hurting you? How are they hurting you? Please point on the doll where they hurt you.
I don't know. It's just like, it's funny too, because it's like, and even people you've known from the Twitch community, maybe some people you've even met at a convention or something, like, it's so weird. It's like, dude, like, I would never remove you as a follower or whatever, like, but you want to remove me. And it's funny because these people usually have pronouns in their bio or something, and they can do what they want, but it seems to be always a pattern. And it's like, dude, are we not friends anymore? Did something happen? Then it's like, is this even worth it anymore? It gets crazy. This stuff is just, why do these people act like this? What are they so sensitive about? Because you say something else? I see them complaining about their life like half the time during the day, or like half the day on Twitter. Am I supposed to be, hey, I saw one of my friends bashing all men one day. I didn't even bother with that, but I'm not going to remove her. But these other people, they remove you because you said something that they didn't like. It's just so funny. And it's like, okay. Yeah. Or people get mad who's running Twitter now or something. It's like, well, Twitter's a little bit better, but Twitter's still mostly a dumpster fire.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Elon Musk is no alt-right nationalist goose-stepping all over the place.
No, he's
hardly
not.
The case. And you take a look at his sister, and you'll know that for sure, because she is so far left. Even Marx goes, whoa!
Yeah.
So, I mean, enough. You little mind. I'm going to be insulting. A lot of you people that fall for that can't think. You're sheep. You don't want to hear the other side. Me, with my viewpoints, I'm forced to. I have a harder time finding stuff on my viewpoint. But I appreciate seeing both of them. I like to see the argument because then I can decide. Not you. I can decide. And
it's like, and I know people are going to hate this, but guess what, folks? I do follow some people that cover the Disney parks.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to know why? Because their personality. I like their personality and how they present it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean I agree with everything they say about Disney. It means I like their coverage.
Right.
You know, I don't like what's going on in Target, and I'm thinking about boycotting them. I really am. But if Mike went to Target or has gone to Target recently, am I supposed to say, "Oh, how dare you? What are
come
you
on,
doing?
Dick.
You're part of the problem."
Oh,
No,
he
that's
did the other day, and you were all over him in Discord. I mean, Mike, are you okay after that attack that Cash did to you?
No, I
mean,
need a safe space.
He was vicious, folks. I'm surprised that Cash is even part of the show still.
Mike, we'll go into Minecraft and we'll build a special safe space for you, and you can sit in there.
a special castle, Mike, just for you.
It's only got one brick.
And that's the thing. See, we can laugh about this because why? We're rational human beings. We are.
Goodness. Yes.
We can poke fun at ourselves. We know.
Well, that's what comedy used to be, is poking fun at yourself, especially late night. Even Conan, I don't know how many times he made fun of himself. It was hilarious. Especially his whole thing about clueless gamer. It's really funny.
Oh no, Spartacus found me out. I fell into I fell into a whole tub of pixie dust, and now
we do that. And he wears a dress when he goes to the parks, folks.
Mike's more sparkly than Edward Cullen on a sunny day right now.
Oh man!
But see, this is what it should be about.
Right.
Having fun, having laughter.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Well, right. I mean, even with a serious thing, we're having a little poke at fun because why? We're not going to be sucked into the NPC triggering at everything. Yes, we're going to point out what we think is BS. And we're also going to sit back, like I'm saying, a warning.
Yep.
Be careful. What you implement, where you're thinking you're going to get the other person, it's going to come back and get you, and it has. It's showing it. You're so freaking stupid you can't figure it out.
Yep. I mean,
it's just crazy. I mean, just like the whole thing with lately it's Horizon Zero West or whatever I think it's called. The voice actress, and it's like, look. You got into this business. This is just an example. You got into this business and you don't expect criticism. Yes, there's stupid people who say stupid things. After the ending to Mass Effect 3, there were people who got death threats. That actually happened. People do dumb things, especially on the internet, because they can hide themselves. And so if you can't take the heat, then you can do A, block those people, B, you can attack them, but you better have some good facts on your side, or you're going to make yourself even look more foolish.
Right, exactly. And, you know, I go with the Dennis Prager approach on stuff. You know, you start off with a generalization, right?
Right.
A generalization is not the argument. You start with that, and you funnel down, and you get to specifics.
Right.
It's just like stereotypes. We all have the stereotypes. When you get down to it, that's when you start seeing the personalities.
Yep. Yeah, Frost, I'm going to go see that Tuesday. And at first, when I found out there's some woke stuff in that movie, at least there's a little bit, and I hear it doesn't hurt the film. So I'm like, all right, I just don't think it's going to be as good as the second one.
Cash, you're part of the problem.
I know.
Leave. You're part of the problem.
Well, guess what? I'm gonna go see Transformers: Rise of the Beast Friday.
Oh no!
Oh,
you're part of the problem, Mike. You are part of the problem. You should get rid of this page.
Mike, brother, I love you. Okay, but I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm gonna I will allow you to go see this without ridicule. but you have to swear to me on pain of losing your most important finger that you will tell me if the beasts actually transform or are they just like essentially mechanical beasts.
Wait a minute. You're gonna take away both my middle fingers? Come on.
They're gonna go.
Hey,
come on, you can't do that, man.
Mike, I need to keep a middle finger for you so you can give the universal signaling signal.
We're number one. We're number one. We're number one.
That just reminds me, man. Yeah. Did y'all see the Mr. Bean movie that came out in the 90s?
Oh no.
Yeah, I did.
Do you remember? Do you remember when Mr. Bean he sees people with like giving the middle finger? So as the guy's driving, he's just waving to people with the middle finger as he's driving. They're going through California. He's just waving the middle finger, smiling.
Yeah, there's a few things, but I hear it doesn't hurt anything potatoes. So I'm gonna give it a shot. My brother and I are gonna go see it Tuesday. I just don't think it's gonna be nearly as good as the first one. But
and you know what's gonna happen on Wednesday's Pop Talk? Cash will be wearing lipstick and mascara. Going about how he
wearing a dress.
He doesn't wear it now.
I don't know. Well, it gets all over the keyboard when he falls.
It's gonna turn into that video of Duran Duran.
but real quick, getting back to Patriot talking about the Mr. Bean movie and how he's flipping everybody off. But I don't know if any of you have ever seen the Beverly Hillbillies movie with Jim Varney.
Yeah, on cable when on cable was so long again.
Yeah, there's a scene in there where they get flipped off. The Claptons get flipped off, and Jed Clinton says, "Well, that must be the California way of saying howdy."
It can be.
Depends what part of California you're in.
Yeah.
Southern California. Yeah, you'll get the middle finger.
Oh yeah,
and it's just was it San Francisco, San Jose area? Oh yeah, you'll get that finger there too a lot.
Well, when Mike was born, the fingers are already out when he was born.
Pretty much, Baron. Pretty much.
He's like in Kung Pao when the baby comes out. Except Mike, he just comes out. He sees everybody and just flips them the finger. It's the first thing. He doesn't cry. He just flips them all the finger.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Like, you know, there's obviously a chance that Transformers movie, just like some of this other stuff, though, Mission Impossible will not go in that direction. Tom Cruise would not allow that. Look at what happened with Maverick. I mean, there was nothing really woke about it, really. Well, you'd have to dig pretty hard.
Now that you brought it up, did you hear about that giant man getting on having to climb like climbing Mount Everest to get on top of that soapbox so he can bitch and moan that Oppenheimer and all that are taking all the IMAX.
I did see that already.
IMAX
I didn't know if we should talk about it or not, so I didn't select it.
Yeah, it's just good for a joke. It's not, but I mean, it comes right down there. Get rid of these and put mine in because hey, look at me! I'm Tom Cruise. I'll jump on the couch for you.
Right. Exactly.
Right there on the deposit, that is.
Well, you know, Tommy Boy, he also gave away his Golden Globes because, you know, he thought the foreign press was, you know, a bunch of racists.
Here I thought maybe Rogers took his.
This stuff makes me laugh, and that's why, like, I couldn't help myself. I just started typing things like, "I'm a helicopter." No, you're a helicopter. No, I'm a helicopter. Come on.
You're a helicopter, Cash, but I identify as this.
Glory to you and your house.
Yeah, I can't. I don't have anything to say. I'm the diversity hire here. So.
See, those are real Klingons, not like that Klingon Worf who does meditation in one episode, most of the episode. Come on, I didn't like that. Not meditating so much, Worf.
They meditate on, going out in the battle and all that, prepping themselves up, singing their songs, drinking their blood wine, and communing with the Klingon gods.
How can Worf be that peaceful when he took off someone's head in another episode?
Cash. I'm upset with you now. You have to give people a warning if you're going to say spoilers about a show. Come on.
Okay. Oh, whatever.
Okay.
Nah.
I don't care. Give away spoilers.
It doesn't even matter, dude. It doesn't even. It really doesn't. What it's just. This stuff is just ridiculous to me. We need to get back to some kind of sanity. It's got to be there.
What are you doing here on Pop Talk?
Yes.
Yeah. Wait a minute. When Worf did that, did he go, "There could be only one"?
No, Darth Maul came up behind him and wanted to kill him, but Worf already did him in.
There can be only one.
Gosh, just I don't know.
Worf cleaved him in half, and then he pulls out a gun and shoots him. He's like, "You had a gun the whole time."
It's like it's just funny that some of us have already been attacked because we just don't care much for season 3 of Picard. Oh no, how terrible!
Well, we don't. Yeah. I mean, look at that meltdown done by Burnett. I mean, that was completely and utterly uncalled for.
I don't know. I just want to stay out of these things. These people can destroy themselves. I just when I saw that, I'm like, really. Is there any reason for this? No.
Well, the sad thing, Cash, is we are in it, whether we like it or not, but it's how we react to it. And and basically our reaction is we just brush it off. We just brush it off. It's like, okay, fine, we heard your opinion, and it can be flushed down with a lot of other people's opinions. Yeah. In fact, let me add my opinion first. I had chili last night.
Yeah. Well, you had chili, huh? What do you put in your chili usually?
What's the same?
What's your
You really want
the base of your recipe?
Oh, you really want to know what I do for chili?
Yeah.
Well,
I really
I
want
just
to
need to know if is it bean or beanless.
It can go either way. I do like to put beans in it, but a lot of times, sometimes I don't. I like to use stew meat instead of ground beef, and sometimes I like to use like the pork, cut pork up and use that instead of there. I like to put an onion soup mix in there. That way you get some nice onion-y stuff in there. Of course, the typical chili spices and such. Now, when I'm feeling really wild, this is something I found when I went to Norway. They had chili. And I went there and they plopped in there and go, well, that's unique. They had corn in it. And it wasn't bad. So sometimes they'll put corn in, which makes sense because, corn is such a heavy part of the diet down with Tex-Mex and Mexico and all that. Corn tortillas and stuff like that. So I don't consider that an abomination. And I have to keep mine mild. Other than that, I'd throw peppers in it. I get some of those peppers put in there and get that heat going on there.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Sometimes I make a white chili, a chicken chili, and that turns out damn good and damn spicy, and I don't even intend to do it that way.
It's just how it works.
I've had white chilies. I'm not the biggest fan of them. I mean, I got no hate for them. They're just not my particular cup of tea. Mm-hmm. But now, I mean, if someone presents me with a white chili, I'm not going to turn it down because it's food.
I was going to say, Patriot, you do realize white chili consumables matter. You got to be able to consume that white chili.
Bean lives matter, by the way, too. I mean, you got to have that extra oomph for the next day or later on that night. I mean, if you really want to blow your wife or whoever out of the bed, you got to make sure. Or do that proper Dutch oven. Do the proper Dutch oven.
I used to work with a guy, and he when he was engaged, and he's like, yeah, I'm laying next to my fiance at night. We just had chili, and the moment that I know that I'm ready to rip one, I purposely take the comforter, pull it over her, hold it down, and aim in our direction. And hold it down for seconds.
Yep, that's the Dutch oven.
He said, she looked like a zombie trying to break through the earth.
I did that to my former wife, actually. I haven't been able to do it the long suffering. She's on to me. She knows. But so 12, 13 years together, I haven't been able to Dutch oven her, but I did to my former wife. Now you know why she's my former wife.
I was just about to say, I'm like, wow, that Dutch oven must have really done her in.
Usually they say that's barking spiders, but when it's chilly, it's more like screaming sphincter. But that's beside the point.
Yeah, you know what, Chris? You've inspired me. I agree. Okay. Dragon lives matter.
Dragon lives.
DLM.
And Novavon says that's true love.
Hey, I was gonna say this: if you're with a woman and you can Dutch oven her and she still loves you regardless of you Dutch ovening her, you have found the winner. Do not let her go.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, gentlemen. So, any further thoughts on YouTube rolling back their policy with a catch?
I think
We've got a clip for YouTube, don't we? I'm sure we got a clip. How we feel about them.
Because, well, we do have a clip because this is exactly what they're going to do.
Do you see what happens, Larry, when you fuck a stranger in the ass?
The more you know, YouTube, the more you know. Please
Yeah.
don't. Try not to fuck a stranger in the ass.
Well, in the long terms, it will come back and bite them. It is biting them now.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
the
of
fact that
course.
they're reinstating now under terms and conditions means that they can see that there is a chance that they're going to lose. I mean, you said it down there, Smoking Patriot, the R word. They don't want to hear the R word. So it's like, well, we'll give some false platitudes and some frilly words with some small print, and maybe we can keep you. But the moment you say that, boom.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I mean, honestly, the best way, because there's YouTube will never fully go away. No. As much as I want Rumble to be
right. Rumble needs to be a backup for now, and
it needs to be a backup. Rumble's growing. It isn't where it needs to be yet, but they are. You can damn sure bet they are working to get there. They're doing everything they can.
YouTube needs competition, man.
Right.
For sure.
They do. Yeah.
Real competition.
They do. And Rumble's the serious competition. Odyssey, whatever the other ones were.
BitChute.
Yeah. Those were all great. But Rumble, to me, Rumble, the reason why Rumble's a serious competitor is because when France told Rumble, hey, we need you to censor certain things or take certain things down, Rumble pretty much said in a nutshell, up yours, no.
Right.
So the fact that they were able to say that to France says a lot to me. And it's like, okay, this company's willing to bet on some serious people. I mean, they've signed Nick Rekieta exclusively. So Nick still does some YouTube stuff, and this is part of his agreement. But like Nick Rekieta, he does X amount. He has to fulfill X amount of hours on Rumble. He can still do YouTube stuff because that's where the bulk of his audience is. But his audience is slowly migrating over to YouTube. More and more people. They're like, I was watching Sports Wars just before I jumped on with y'all. They had more watchers on Rumble than they did on YouTube. Mm-hmm. They had about 1,800 people, and nearly 1,100 were on Rumble.
I watch a guy here on YouTube who streams games. He gets more views on Rumble than he does on YouTube.
Yep. So YouTube will never go away, but this is where everybody, if you do content, like for me, like I have like my channel Break the Silence. I'm gonna be, I've work's been fun, so I haven't had the chance to create the content I want yet. But once I start creating content on that, that's gonna be where all the stuff that I'm not allowed to say on YouTube, that's where it's gonna be said. So some of it will be cultural, some of it will be political, all that stuff. But the reason why I did that is because I want the ability to say what I want to say.
Right.
I shouldn't have to say, you know what? Yeah, Trump got robbed or Hillary got robbed and not have to worry about being banned.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
If you like The Last Jedi, you should be able to say, I like The Last Jedi and not be banned, or I hate The Last Jedi and not be banned. Regardless of whatever of whatever you're talking about is,
right.
You should not have to have that thought enter your mind. You should be able to say it. And if people don't like it, don't watch it.
Exactly.
The internet's fast.
Right.
It's really that simple, but they'll still find a way to harass you anyways.
No. Star Wars guys. Whoa.
You hear that?
Listen to this guy.
Man. This guy right here.
Well, welcome to the stream. You're a friend, brother, but justice for easy mode. You know this is my response to that.
How about no?
I think we found the one thing with Smoking Patriots more than happy to put that band hammer down right there.
Here, since you want to come in with this hot take, which sucks, by the way, it sucks. Okay, you want to come in with this hot take. Playing Skyrim with cheats in easy mode is not the best direction. I know you're not going to listen to me, but I think everyone on this panel would agree. That's all. That's it.
Was somebody saying something?
DJ Ronnie, you do not play on easy mode. I don't believe that. I've seen you play games like Descent. Get that out of here, man. Get that out of here.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. If you're going to use cheats and mods and everything, at least minimum play on like normal or whatever the equivalency of normal is for that game. If you're going to use cheats and mods, at least play on normal, at least do it that way. Don't just play easy mode and then have like Thor's hammer in Skyrim where you're pretty much one killing everybody. You know?
Yeah, Paulie boy.
You know, come on, man.
That's right. Come on, man.
Don't make your friends play on easy mode.
I mean,
and if they do, call this number 1-800-555-noob. That's 1-800-555-noob. If you or someone you know doesn't want to play on a hard difficulty level because they just can't do it, get them the help they need. Watch PACIFIC414. Watch me die so many times in a game where you're gonna go, I can play on normal. I can play better than this guy.
I mean, we all know my success story. Before, when I played on easy mode, I had to pee sitting down. But now that I don't play on easy mode, I can pee standing up. You see? I graduated.
Really, it's not that hard to play on a harder difficulty level. Yes, I used it twice. Yes, that was on purpose.
Baron, you okay over there?
So
you're gonna fall out of your chair there for a second.
I better not fall out of this chair. It's my new gaming chair.
That's how he got so good at Hearthstone. That's how Smokey did many times.
So since we've talked about YouTube and we're still talking about YouTube, let's go ahead and pull the Band-Aid off. And I do want to hear everybody's opinion on this. That's why I'm asking this question, because you're all the subscribers, you're all the viewers, and I want some feedback. Consider this an evaluation. You're the Bobs, and I'm there telling you why I should still be at the company, in this case, PACIFIC414, doing my job. So you're asking me this.
What would you say you do here?
And my answer is...
It stinks.
So here's the question I have for everybody who's watching, listening, and lurking right now, and for Baron, Patriot, and Cash on the panel. And don't be afraid. Don't think you're going to hurt my feelings. Tell it like it is. As a subscriber, what would you consider to be the pros and cons of this PACIFIC414 channel? Not the Twitch channel, not the Rumble channel, not the Odyssey channel, but this channel right here on YouTube. And I'm going to go ahead and let the panelists go first, starting with our guest, the Smoking Patriot.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. No pressure there.
No, not at all. Come on. You can do it.
The bases are loaded. The bases are loaded. I'm calling you in from the pen.
Yeah, so now it's time for you to...
You know what really grinds my gears?
At it.
You know, Mike, you know what really grinds my gears? No, so I think the two biggest things, and this is what I've heard from this is not just from watching you, Mike. This is from other YouTubers who had to kind of go through this growth process when I followed them kind of early on, and then when they got way bigger. Is the two big things that I noticed that I kind of see happening with you is because you mentioned to me about viewer retention was a big thing for you. So the big thing is that it is extremely long live streams. Like there's very few channels I follow that do extremely long live streams. Very few. The only three I could think of off the top of my head that do like 3+ hour long live streams usually are actually 4. Is Geeks and Gamers, a guy named I follow named Rollo Tomasi. He does them once every Sunday. It's like a 5-hour long live stream. I don't know, whatever podcast. I'm sure y'all have probably seen clips from that place. Them, and then Friday Night Tights. Everyone else typically when they do live streams, it's usually 2.5 hours at the very most, because I hate to say it, but in today's society, we do not have a long attention span. This TikTok generation is so short-brained on being able for retention. So I think, the really long live streams is something that could help. And I would say diversifying your content, meaning have separate channels. So, because I know you like to do your sports stuff, you like to do your gaming, and then your pop talks. And I remember this happened actually with Geeks and Gamers, because I've been following them since they broke out and did all their other sub channels for their stuff. They did all the sports, the clips, everything on all one channel, and they noticing that their sub count was stagnant or dropping, their viewer retention was dropping. So that's when you start to see Sports Wars, their gaming channel, their clips channel. They started diversifying stuff, and they started noticing that the main channel was growing, but those other channels were growing too, because they were specified with sports. They were specified with whatever. This is whatever. So that way your primary channel can be Pop Talk and stuff centered around like Pop Talk, and then you could have a channel dedicated to just all your baseball content and sports content, just dedicated to all that. And then another channel dedicated to just when you do your gaming streams. That's it. Some might see bigger growth than others, but I think, because I'm thinking algorithm perspective. The algorithm, if you have so much going on in one channel, the algorithm can't really figure out where to place your channel. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. And to your point about doing the gaming and pop culture, I asked another person this very question. And they knew that I did the box score on the channel, which I haven't done much this year because of the price of it, for one thing. But I asked them, should I consider separating the three of them? And this person said, I think you should keep your gaming and pop culture on the same channel, because pop culture and gaming kind of go hand in hand nowadays.
Yeah, that's that. Yep.
I can't argue that point.
Yeah, I can't. Again, it would be however you decided to do it, but at least separating certain aspects into other channels would give you the best chance of using the algorithm to your advantage.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you guys. Because of the price hike of MLB.TV and the way things are going in baseball and how frustrating it is, I don't know if I want to cover baseball anymore.
I don't blame you.
I don't blame you either.
That's sad, too. It really is.
It is, yeah.
I wish I could be excited about baseball like I used to be back in the 90s.
There's some really stupid, idiotic rules that they've added this year. I mean, you can talk about certain aspects of baseball, but yeah, it's not. I love when people are like, the game hasn't changed. I'm like,
Really, it hasn't. Yeah, pitch clock. That's all I'm gonna say. Pitch clock.
I hate that.
18-inch bases.
So stupid.
Runner on second.
And extra innings. Yep.
If anyone says there's never been changes in baseball, it's like, well, let's go back to the old days when the pitcher had a bucket of baseballs with him on the mound. You don't have that no more. And in the old days of baseball, the batter was the one that gave the signals to what type of pitches he wanted.
Yep.
Sometimes changes are good.
Yep.
These aren't good changes.
Yeah, you got to get a better commissioner in there. He's like, we got to change these things again. It's just, you can't have Mr. Pandering idiot who's in. This has to be one of the worst commissioners, if not the worst commissioner we've ever had in baseball.
I thought Bud Selig was bad, but
he was pretty bad. He was pretty awful.
Yeah,
he was.
He was scum.
Right. And anything else, Patriot?
I mean, those were really the two biggest things, because I mean, you've got good guests, you've got solid content. I'm not gonna lie, there are channels that have maybe 10, 20 times more subscribers than you, that in terms of the video edits, like all the clips, the opening, they ain't got nothing. Like your channel is by far way higher quality than other YouTubers I follow. And I follow them just to help them with their sub count, to be honest. And their content's like meh. But I follow just to do that. But your content is by far much better. And at the end of the day, like I said earlier, I think it's you got to get into the algorithm. So that's why diversifying into channels, I think, is the biggest thing, because you got the meat there. We just got to get that meat into the process of becoming something delicious. We've already got the thing there. Even though, listen, Mike, I know the meat's already delicious. I already know it, but the algorithm don't know it. Unfortunately, we bow to the algorithm if we want to grow. So,
isn't that's the truth right there?
Notice he was saying about how the guests are great because he's a guest. I mean, there's no bias there, folks.
No, but when it comes to creating some of the intros, I go to the free stock video sites and footage sites. I just sign up, and a lot of them, they don't need to be credited. So I figured, all right, I will use this. I will, give them a compliment in their comment section for that video. But that's how I create some of the video intros. And for the box score, all the pictures that you see in the intro for the box score are ones I took in 2008, so 15 years ago, when I last went to a Cub game at Wrigley.
Yep.
And then, of course, using Photoshop to try to create an image and go from there. All right.
Then he'll message me and Cash, hey, you got to watch this. Look what I did.
It's like adding you and Cash to the intro for Pop Talk. I wanted to include you guys here because you guys are the co-host. And it was very important to me to do that.
Sometimes the anchor, but,
you can always cut an anchor off the ship. So
I know. We did that a few times to Mike.
we took over his channel and had a
PACIFIC414 Pirate Talk.
Right. And then Mike calls in. He says, "The hell's going on here?" That was good. I'm not gonna lie. That was. I was laughing for a good few minutes.
Well, that's one thing I don't want to change out of Pop Talk. Yes, talk about serious situations, serious topics, especially when it comes to YouTube. And even, last Sunday, Baron and I were talking about the true meaning of Memorial Day, what it's really about. I like doing talks like that. But also, having laughter and banter just to make things, a little easy for everybody. Have some levity where we're not always serious and speaking in a monotone voice. Okay, Baron, what's your thought on this article?
Disney sucks. No one should do anything but Disney. If you do, I will shun you. That's what we should do. Duck Fisney.
Very insightful.
I can't argue with the man's logic there. I can't argue with it in the slightest.
And let's see, the next person I'm going to ask, well, Mr. Cash Monet.
Monet. Oh, yes.
Oh, Cash Monet. So we're going to get his opinion. So this is his opinion.
I have people skills. I am good at dealing with people. Can't you understand that? What the hell is wrong with you people?
You can understand why he got fired. He didn't have good people skills. I love those clips. We need stuff like Office Space back, but in our lives. Yes, we do. That movie is so underrated. I still think it is. More and more people need to see Office Space. It's just too funny.
Really has a cult following, though.
It definitely.
It's been a while since I've seen it. I need to rewatch it sometime.
Man. I have people skills.
You do? Honestly?
Yeah. Well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Yeah. You got to be careful, though, Baron. You don't want to fuck a stranger in the ass.
I mean, listen, why is he going to work for one guy when he has to answer to another 5 more? I mean,
I know. Come on, man.
Right.
Oh, man.
Anyways, go ahead, Cash. Fire away.
All right. I can't. I got tears in my eyes. I'm laughing so hard. I just love how crazy this show can get.
Even more serious.
All right, back to being serious. But yes, Mike, I would say, and this is something that I remember helping me on Twitch, and I think it helps on YouTube. I know Twitch is different for gaming, but I would just say sometimes I'm like, well, my cons, the only thing that I would see mostly is my cons are you just need to talk more when you're playing a game. I know it's easy to focus, but I would recommend just talking more than Paul for sure. No, I'm just messing with Paul, but talking more definitely on gaming streams. I like that. I just think that is very helpful. But I think with the pros, there's a lot of things that you do right. You bring on a lot of good guests, like Smoking Patriot said, and you make things funny, and you're honest about your opinions. I think we need more of that personally. Like this is, yeah. But yeah, I would just say talking more during your gaming streams would be good. And
you obviously didn't see me fighting that Rancor. Oh, I talked then.
Oh, yeah.
I know you did. I did.
Well, can I piggyback one thing on that?
Yeah.
Maybe having us have the peanut gallery in there in the background talking along with.
Yeah, if you want that, I mean, just trying something different. But the thing that I found on Twitch, and the thing that I learned from people on Twitch who are partnered streamers, other friends of mine, whatever, is that constant talking, especially when you're playing a game, a lot of people like that. Keeping the conversation going, whatever it is, talking about your day, you do a good job also. And it's amazing to me, a lot of streamers don't do this, is pay attention to the chat. When you're live streaming, you should always pay attention to the chat as much as possible. Now, if you're doing a speed run and you have a lot of people in the chat, it can be hard, but I think always acknowledging people is good, because people come to this stream for many different reasons. So, but I would say just talk more during that. It'd be good.
Okay, so I'll just make sure to talk less. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, everybody. I'm kidding. I'm
but
trying
yeah,
to make this segment.
Oh no, Baron!
Oh gosh, Baron!
I saw that Baron. Gorlock, hungry. Ha ha ha.
You know, I need to get a picture of Grimlock, so every time you show Gorlock, I'll just put up a picture of Grimlock.
Yep.
But yeah, I know what you mean, Cass. There are times where I'm in a boss fight and then I go completely radio silent.
Yes.
Oh yeah, because you're focusing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's where the peanut gallery helps.
Yes, and if you want other people, that's why like those bro streams or the turtle streams. Like even when we're just doing a stream together, we have people. We should be talking, having fun, goofing off, whatever. We can take it seriously, but.
You know how much I was screaming "bro" yesterday morning, only to be disappointed, Cash.
I know,
bro.
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah. Who canceled that Broforce stream on us?
It'll
bro,
be starting.
Come on, bro.
We'll get it going. We'll get it going. Don't worry.
I got obsessed with this game, so I'm canceling it. Do you know how to get through this part? I ain't played the game.
I did not ask you how to get through the part, Baron. That's fake news.
I got through there.
I beat the game.
Let's take a look.
Right.
Let's take a look.
I'm
going to go back through here. And...
Yes. It's good to beat games, by the way, people. It makes you feel good.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Just don't play on easy mode like Paul. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'll admit, I know I haven't streamed Scars Above in a while, but I have been playing some of it offline.
Of course. And by the way, that's another thing is like it's good to train yourself offline with a game, and then you feel more comfortable going on with the game, or you just want to get stuff done that you think might be boring. And I don't know, Mike, is there parts in the game that you're like, I just don't want to do this on stream because I feel it might be boring.
Yeah.
Do you ever get that?
There's a section right now that I feel this is gonna, make people come to the channel. They're gonna sit there and they're gonna say, "There's nothing going on."
Yep.
That's what it feels like with certain sections of the game. And right now, I'm fighting a construct, which is a giant spider.
Yep.
And I want to try to figure out how to beat that spider offline. Now, if I beat it offline, it means I'm going to be skipping parts of the game that you won't see on stream, because with that game, there's only one save spot. So anytime you make any sort of progression, it automatically saves. There's no way I could go back to that previous point. But again, there are sections of Scars Above where I don't want to bore people. That's another thing. I don't want to bore anybody when they're watching the stream.
You would also be surprised. Dying over and over again, people enjoy your pain. You'd be surprised. They enjoy it on Twitch. Yes, Baron. They enjoy it on YouTube. People enjoy you dying over and over again. And if you start screaming and getting upset, people also enjoy that too.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
And here's the thing too. DJ Ronnie G saying just record. That's if I actually remember to hit the record button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but I think go ahead, man.
No, I was gonna say in regards to the whole like getting angry and whatnot. That's why a lot of people, when Geeks and Gamers do their Fortnite streams, it's not so much for the gameplay; it's to see their reactions when they're being ambushed or just getting their like asses kicked. People are like, if you ever watch the chat, they're ripping them a new one, and they're having so much fun watching them suffer.
Yep, people like to watch you suffer.
Yeah, it's as sadistic as it sounds.
Yes.
Your pain is other people's pleasure.
Yes, it is.
As sadistic as it sounds.
You'd be surprised.
Well, I do have a response for that, Patriot, and I think it's the perfect response for that. So here we go.
I don't want my pain taken away. I need my pain.
Yeah. Guys, we see your comments in chat. It's like I said, it's up to Mike if he wants to bring some more people on the panel today. So
yeah, I mean,
I'm going to be perfectly honest. I want this to just be Baron, Patriot, and Cash today. Open panels will come.
I mean, you guys can message him backstage if you really want to talk to Mike. I know he's got some gold. He's wearing some gold, and he's got a crown on. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Oh, I don't. I don't have that one. No, I don't have that one. Damn it! I had a perfect one for that, but I don't have it.
But no, I just what I've always seen, Mike, is like I think also on your channel you can do a lot of stuff, but I have noticed even on other people's channels, even when Baron gets started up again, it seems like we all need to know how to do video editing because YouTube likes to punish us for just doing live streams for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know why, and yet you can have fun, but man, they just like, oh, really? You just want to do some live streams today? Okay, asshole.
Well, good news is I think I got my other computer, and I'm going to get that thing set up, and here we go, boys and girls. But this is for Gap and Paul.
Help! Help! I'm being repressed!
Because you know what? I think, Aaron, as you and I were talking, I think this is a perfect segue for you to give your points.
Oh, are we done, Cash?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
I think you're going in a good direction, Mike. I think you just need to talk more during your gaming streams, and you'll be on a better path.
Okay, keeping note. Stay quiet as a mouse during my next stream.
And don't die so often.
I can't make any promises on that.
No, that's okay.
Yeah,
people like you. They enjoy that pain. But and since Baron brought that up, you just had to bring that up, Baron.
What?
Sometimes you don't have to Rambo things on your stream, Mike. You don't have to do it.
Yes, I do.
No,
yes,
you don't.
He does it for the
Gotta try to
glory
break
of
that
Valhalla
habit,
and
dude.
his ancestors.
yes, I do. Because Cash, you seem to forget one thing about me. I am part Klingon. I am all Klingon, not just part Klingon. I'm all Klingon, and every day when I'm playing a game,
He said, "Today is a good day to die."
Mike is the true epitome of being Leroy Jenkins.
but also another thing, you guys have seen it. I don't give up when I play games.
Mhm.
I keep trying until I'm successful. I don't care how often I go through the same battle over and over again. I will figure out a way to do it. I will learn from my mistakes.
Mhm. We need to do another Among Us. Paul, we need to do Among Us. And don't give yourself up.
No, what we need is some Sea of
Yeah.
Thieves. That's what we need.
Sea of Thieves is good, but it could still be a better pirate game, Smoking Patriot. They
Oh,
dropped the ball on some things.
Sailing the high seas.
I agree.
Say the right.
I agree. Yes.
Yeah.
You don't want to give Mike a zing here. Sailing the high seas game. There we go.
All right. Okay. Unsubscribe. I mean,
There goes the Gaps Mercantile sponsorship. Damn it.
but see that's another thing. I don't want people to think that they come to the channel. Oh, you're not going to let me on while I'm unsubscribing. No, that there is set structure here. Believe it or not, where there are going to be shows of Pop Talk where I already have somebody lined up as a guest, and it's just going to be Baron, Cash, and for today's show, Patriot.
And that kind of segues into, because we kind of, talked about this beforehand. And I was just saying to the Mike, the best way to kind of go about this, and actually Smoking Patriot added one more thing to my list, and that was having a little bit more like getting to 2 hour, maybe 2.5 hours, but we don't not to have such long streams. Because even at the higher speeds, it still takes a while to get to it. But I was going to say that have that structure of where we say that like the first and third Wednesday, it'll be just Cash, Mike, and I. The second one, we bring a guest in. That could be, of course, Smoking Patriot, Gap, Paul, Phil, whoever. They can come in. And, of course, the last Wednesday would be, of course, our open mic. Now, if we move over to Sunday, a little bit more liberal on the aspect, and maybe have the first and third Sunday, as we have an extra guest again, Gap, Paul, Smoking Patriot, 24, whoever, and then that third one. Am I doing it? Yeah, the second one would be just the three of us, and then of course if we fall into that extra Sunday, that'd be the three of us again, and then we have that little structure. That way, when we do have people like Gap come in or Paul come in or Smoking Patriot as a guest amongst us, is really gives them a platform where they're not competing with a lot of other people. More of a spotlight is on our guests, obviously, when we bring it in, because we appreciate when they come in having that mindset. And of course, having that posted on the page, his YouTube page, of what the structure is, what the schedule is that we follow on there. And of course, with that, you expect he has, get that invite that, because we love all you guys. We really do. We honestly do. We enjoy what you bring to the table. And so, what the heck? Gap, I hope you're kidding, man. I hope you're kidding out there, man. Because, we do appreciate all you guys. We really do.
Yeah, we do. We do.
And, and try to keep it nice and relaxed as we do and hit the topics. And, of course, I think that was a great idea about, splitting channels between, the sports, which probably won't happen because, like you said, you're getting fed up with baseball.
And Gap, I really do hope you're joking because this is really unnecessary.
Mm-hmm.
But, there are things that I do need to improve, and that's why I'm asking folks for their input. And I want everybody to understand it's nothing against you if I don't send you an invite. It's
Right.
because as I've talked to Cash, as I've talked to Baron, and it's not their influence.
Right.
Baron has nothing to do with it. Cash has nothing to do with it.
Me,
These are things that
Gorlock, be hungry. Okay, go ahead.
these are things that I am thinking about.
Right.
What
And
makes content on this channel better? Just like on the December 18th edition of Pop Talk, where I stated there are going to be times where we have a guest. There are going to be times where we don't have a guest. There may be times where Cash and Baron can't make it, and I have to go with solo. That's just how it is.
And he might call someone in to replace us for that episode.
I would try to do it if I could, but if it was at last minute, I wouldn't even force anybody to come on last minute. But I'm looking at it this way, everybody. I want to improve this channel. I want to improve this channel to where folks say, okay, Pacific's on. I want to see what he's talking about with Baron and Cash for a little bit, and then I'll move on. But also, another thing, and I'm going to go ahead and bring up my analytics here in certain content, and it's going to be on the video side and YouTube side. So let me share the screen real quick.
And while he's doing that, I just want to remind, he just went with us first. We were going to talk, we're talking to people in the chat. We want your questions and we'll answer them in the chat. You're not being left out on this. It just happens that we were the ones first. And please put what your opinions, pro and con, are in the chat and let us know. And that's how we help out. That we do read the chat. We like the chat. So
yeah, and I just scrolled up in the as far as at least on my end here, the chat will go. He's telling. I guess Paul said something. He said we were being ignored, Paul. Gap. Here's the thing. Also, at the end of the day, too, is that in this moment when Mike's asking us a serious question about how he can improve his channel so he can get monetized, so he can keep growing, he can keep being the best, content creator he can be. He's not ignoring you guys. We are, Baron and Cash, none of us are ignoring you guys on purpose. We're having a discussion amongst us four. You guys are here listening to it. And then, Mike might ask the chat, hey, is there anything else? Mike could very well ask the chat. He might not. That's up to him. Or he could say, you know what? Do you guys have any thoughts on what I could do better? And that these guys didn't think about.
This is an evaluation, folks. I am asking for your opinion. Please, don't take it personally.
No,
because I'll be honest. Seeing comments like that, it's like you're taking it personally.
Right. And then you ignored the first half of what we were talking about. Did you ignore the whole first things leading up to this? What we're talking about?
But
did you? Because that is just as important as hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
And Mike did make it known. We will get your opinion in the chat.
Yes. And I also did post on Twitter and in the community page that I was going to be asking this question. And I did ask for replies in the community page and on the Twitter posts. So it's not like I'm bringing this up out of the blue.
Yep.
So get to this point, you can clearly see that since this video was posted, it hasn't really gotten very many views since being posted. It's only gotten a total, according to the studio here, of 13 views for this video. And then we go to the worst Arnold Schwarzenegger impression you've ever heard, which was a few weeks ago, and that got 36 views overall. And it says about 0.8%, same as usual for that. But if you look at the live streams, like, let's go ahead and take a look at my third attempt at streaming Jedi Survivor. Since this video was posted, it's gotten 2 views. And yesterday, when it crashed for the first time, Slobs, I told everybody, I don't know if anyone saw the message, but I did put in the chat. I said, I'm going to restart everything. I'll be back as soon as possible. And then it happened again. So I messaged everybody to let them know what's going on. It wasn't like I left you guys in the dark. It wasn't like I just up and ended the stream. If the stream crashes because Slobs isn't working properly or OBS isn't working properly, I'll respond as quickly as I can to let you all know that I'm aware of what happened. I'm trying to remedy the situation, and I'll be back as soon as I can.
Yep.
And let's see. This last Wednesday edition of Pop Talk only got 3 views after we finished the live stream. You go back to last Sunday. That also only got 3 views.
Right.
And I'm not going to come on here and moan and groan and say, well, YouTube's suppressing me. YouTube's doing this. YouTube's doing that. No, it makes me think, okay, what is it that I'm doing? Not Baron, not Cash, not anybody else. What is it that I'm doing that isn't giving someone who's a potential subscriber or current subscriber, the reason to come back and watch a stream, even if it's not live anymore? And we'll take a look at one more here. And for my Star Trek Resurgence stream last Saturday, where I went 8.5 hours, I didn't intend to go 8.5 hours. I was just immersed into the story.
I actually had to pull myself away from that because I had to go to another stream. It's like, I don't want to go.
Yeah.
Because just like you said, it was good.
Yeah, that's just looking at some of the analytics. I mean, I could go back further, but that's to give you a quick example.
So it's not that and I don't think, obviously he must have ran off, and I'm sorry that he did that and felt that way. I thought we were all friends here. But this is not an insult or insulting anybody. You're all getting your turn. We do look at the chat. I'm seeing what people are saying, and I'm sure we're going to hit those topics. But Mike was kind enough to let us go first because we're on here. And I hope I don't steal other people's thunder of what they want. I like to see what they'd like to see Mike do. I said my piece. I think he's doing a great job. It's just a matter of, okay, now it's just the organization. And the fact that, to show our love to our friends and all that, they have them come on as guests now. I know I'm just the co-host, but we talk a lot. We talk a lot behind what we want to do. I mean, I didn't know Smoking Patriot was coming on here, and I was sure. No, I was kidding. But no, it's like, oh, hey, you're great, or we'll throw things around. I mean, I've talked with Mike about trying to get another guest on the show here, and so on. But to have that cycle through, I find that is as a guest, is more honor, not honor, but it's more special. Because, you're thought of, hey, come on. It's like, out of the blue, Brandon goes, hey, come on my show. Okay, no problem. Even though I don't know what the hell we're going to talk about. But that's where the fun is. And we do appreciate everybody that's out there. Nova Vaughn, Spartacus, Jace, Kathy Skywalker, Paul. Paul, I love you, man. You know that. I want to see you wear that uniform more often, by the way. I hope you wore it at the convention. I'd be upset. I get mad. I'm going to get mad. But, it's sad that Kathy's been having problems because we haven't had her on. And I know Mike's back and says, it's a shame that we haven't, but the moment we do, you're on. So, and Gap, we've had, if you're still listening out there, we've had you on a lot, and we enjoy you.
Yes.
We appreciate you a lot.
I appreciate everybody. When I tell you all I appreciate you, just like when I hit 400 subscribers, I mean it.
Dude, look,
I know I don't do giveaways. And here's my view on giveaways. Here's my honest view on giveaways. I could start doing giveaways. And you know what? There are only going to be people who are going to subscribe to the channel just for that giveaway. And then if they don't win, they're going to leave. What kind of retention is that? What kind of subscriber base is that if they're only there because you're giving away something?
Yep. You're buying, essentially what you're doing, Mike, is you're buying views at that point. And
exactly.
And the people who are there will only be there so long as you're buying their views, whether that be giveaway, I don't know, fill the blank as to how you'd be buying them. But you know, it's an honor. It's an honor. And I tell Mike this every time he has me on, and I've been on Pop Talk many times. I've been on other streams, specialty streams Mike's had. Do you know what? Every time I tell him, I am very gracious that you have brought me on as a guest. Because Mike could just say, you know what, Josh, I don't want you this week. Or no, I got too many people or whatnot. Even when Mike has had a full thing, I'll say, Mike, let me know when some people are getting ready to leave. I'll message him on Discord in advance, and he'll send me a message sometimes 2 hours into a stream. He says, hey, I got 2 people leaving right now. You know, be on in the next 5 minutes. And I'm like, done. If I told him, if I'm able to, I will jump on. And there's been times where that's happened. I am always grateful for Mike for having the opportunity to be on here. Mike can do this thing solo if he wanted to. He doesn't need Baron. He doesn't need Cash. He doesn't need me. He chooses to have us on here. I consider that a high honor that I'm even wanted on a live stream. So,
and here's another thing
add to it. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I'll let you add to it because I know how it is. You can lose your train of thought when you have it right there. So go ahead, Cash.
Look, from certain people that I've seen on YouTube, I can't say Mike is Judas. Sorry, he's not going to stab you in the back. I just don't see it.
Well, no, that's Brutus.
Yeah, but he's not Judas either. Well, you know, Judas could have used a knife too. Why not?
No, but he kissed, and he's not kissing me. Nobody's kissing me. None of you guys are.
No.
Kathy, you can.
We had that special moment. Why you gotta? Come on, man.
Quiet.
It's just, I'm not. So I hope, you know. Well, I don't know. It's just, there's no reason for that. Gap, if you're still out there, and just like Baron said, you'll be on the panel again, man. You can't. I hope you're not really upset over this because, you know, it is Mike's show. And as I've said before, Baron and I don't decide, hey, Mike, do this. We'll make then Doc Pop comes out and he goes, oh, really? Hey, youngster, out you go.
Yeah.
But here's also a thing about that, too. If I'm invited to a panel because the host of that channel thinks that I could contribute something to their conversation, great. But if I'm not invited, I'm not going to take offense. I'll still watch the show. I'll still like it. And you know what? I'll add my 2 cents in the chat. And if they like what I say, cool. If they don't like what I say, you know what? There's a lot more serious things going on in the world than worrying about being invited to a panel and, you know, whether somebody takes what you're saying in the chat right or wrong.
Yep.
You know, we all appreciate. Mike has always shown his appreciation for his chats. 24/7, he shows appreciation for his chat. I mean, even Doomcock. I mean, you know, even people that don't give super chats, he still recognizes those that don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have to. But you know what? That's being part of a good host. And Mike is a damn good host. Yeah, we're suggesting improvements. Obviously, there's no host that's perfect.
No.
And you know what? I think there should be some appreciation that Mike, and I'm not kissing the ass here, there should be some appreciation that Mike is coming forward to everybody and asking, what do you think? Because a lot of YouTubers wouldn't do that. Because there's, like Mike says, he doesn't have an ego. Not in that fashion. So, you know, constructive criticism is always good.
Yeah.
And true praise, not ass kissing praise.
Yeah. Please don't ever kiss my ass. Don't ever blow smoke up my ass. Don't ever patronize me.
That's my job.
Hey, mine too.
Don't ever say, "Oh, you're doing a great job." In the meantime, inside you, you're going, "Oh, there's that one thing that you do that I can't stand, and I wish you would stop."
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, Mike is showing great humility in asking us, "Hey, I want to grow bigger. I'm noticing a decline in certain areas. I'm noticing stagnation in certain areas. You guys are. I respect your opinions. I'm throwing away pride, and I'm coming with humility, saying, how can I get better? I'm going to tell you, man to man, Mike, that is mass respect you got. I mean, you already have my respect, but even more so because when somebody throws away their pride and they come with humility and say, I want to be better, how can I be? And this doesn't have to be YouTube. This could be anything in life. If a man comes up to me and says that, you earned about 10 notches of respect, because pride will sometimes be their biggest downfall, because we have to improve as humans and we don't want to. But when you say, hey guys, I want to get better. How can I get better? And I will take your criticism. I will actually consider what you have to say. If I feel it's valid, I will make improvements. If I feel like it's just opinion, maybe not, what have you. Mucho respect, brother. Mucho respect for willing to do that. Because again, how many of us really could honestly say we would do the same thing in your shoes? I'm not gonna lie. I'd be fighting and be like, I'm just gonna figure this out on my own. You know, but I have mass respect, Mike, because you're willing to put in the work and better yourself. Mass respect, brother. Mass respect.
Because there's always room for improvement.
Right.
I'm not going to claim to know everything. I don't know everything.
Yeah.
So if there's something that you're noticing that you think, Mike, I saw you doing that, you should do more of that. Or Mike, do a little less of that. I want the input. I'm not asking because I'm afraid of the responses I'm going to get back. If I was afraid of the responses I'd get back, I wouldn't ask the question. But there's one thing my late mother and father always told me. When you ask someone a question, expect either something you want to hear or something you don't want to hear. Some people are going to be brutally honest with you. It's how you take that information.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can't disagree.
Not at all. Not at all. And, we expect that from Phil, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Phil. If Phil weren't like that, I'd actually be wondering.
I'd be scared.
According to the lab reports, he was born in this certain tube and stuff, and he came out a certain way. And the doctors didn't expect him to come out that way, but he's half man, half animal.
From Kraken, worst troll ever.
I mean, I've said this time and time and time again. I didn't expect to ever create a YouTube channel. I didn't ever expect to go past 2 subscribers. But this is where I'm at now. And in order for the channel to grow, I need feedback. Any good company that actually cares about their customer base. And I don't look at you all as customers. I look at you all as family. But any good, reasonable person will ask for feedback. Okay, what's your observation? Tell it like it is. And don't sugarcoat it.
Yep.
Right. Exactly. And, again, and this is, I suppose, I was going to say something, but my brain went
because I'm very good at that. But this is for everybody out there. This is going to be for everybody out there because I said this to 24 when he was getting a little bit despaired and such. But you have a YouTube channel, expect it to plateau for a while and not see anything happen. It's always the case. But all of a sudden, after you hit that plateau, you got to keep fighting through that. Don't let it affect you. And then, boom, it starts up. 24 went finally over 1,000. I'm just using them as a reference because I was there. And I was saying, hey, we all hit those plateaus, boom. And same thing with Mike. Same thing with anybody who's got a channel. You're going to plateau for a while. Keep at it. Even if it means there's only one person in that's watching your live stream, you keep going at it because it means that you do care, that this is something more, that this is something more than just you, even if it's just a one-on-one with somebody that's in the chat. Mm-hmm. That's what's important. And maybe that will, someone will come back and see on the flip side that presentation. And yeah, it gets that way. And,
I've had streams where nobody was there in the chat, and I was just talking to myself, and that's how it is on YouTube. You got to get used to it.
And please, Captain Phantom Nerd, put your opinion in the chat. Let us know that's part of the conversation.
See, and that's the thing I keep stressing. Don't be afraid to express your opinion. Everybody's opinion is welcome here. It's like I said, it's how I take that information.
Right.
That's my problem if I take it the wrong way. It's not your problem. It's my problem.
And I just want to put a little bit of a secret, and this is one thing I've always been saying to Mike and some of the others, especially on something like this, for having a panel like this. Yeah, we want to have your guys' opinion, but when you start getting too many people on a panel, you start talking over each other too much. And I'm including me. I'm including me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm talking about in general. We, and people get lost in that when you start getting, in my opinion, 5 at the very most that you should have on at one time. But when you start getting over that amount, it's so easy and not intentionally either. It's not intentional, and I know it. But it's easy to get lost in there because of how things are going, and sometimes fast and furious in that one. And sometimes just having something put into the chat and letting us know in the chat and we can address it is the best way in a situation like this. When you have the bigger streams like that, that's more for fun. That's just going out there. It doesn't matter, how many words you get to say. It's just that, if you're laughing and having a good time. But this way, actually, you put it in the chat, it's more going to be noticed and be able to be addressed by Mike or, even me and Cash. And that's what's important. And, we want your opinion, Nerd. We want your opinion, Kathy.
Yeah.
We want your opinion, Jets. We want your opinion, Nova. We want it.
We want your opinion, Gap. We want your opinion, Spartacus, Jason,
Paul,
Low Spec, Paul.
Yeah, put it in the chat. We'll talk about it.
Yeah,
we made that known.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like, and I don't know if he's listening or lurking right now, but if he sees this later, there is one person I do owe a panel like this to, because the panels that he's been on, it's been with a group of people. And that person is Troy Pacelli. I do owe him an invite to Pop Talk where it's a panel like this. Instead of having to talk over other people or feel like you're the odd person out, it needs to be a panel like this. And I'd like to do that for other people. I'm going to go ahead and name some names. Magitech Max. I'd like to have her on the channel sometime. Now, I'm not going to say anything about who you're talking to right now because nothing's for sure yet. But there are a couple people who Baron knows who I would like to have a Pop Talk in the future. So I can ask them questions. So Cash can ask them questions. And maybe Baron can ask them questions he wouldn't normally ask them on their own show or even on his show.
But I get it going again.
I want to be able to have people on the show to help them grow. Not for my ego, not to give this channel a boost. It's to help them grow, to meet new people, to get to know new people. Maybe I've only seen them on stream. Maybe I haven't actually been able to talk to them. Or maybe I've only been on the stream one time and only said a couple of things and that was it. I wanted to be able to get to know people. And that's part of the reason for doing Pop Talk is getting to know people, talk about pop culture and what's going on in pop culture, but also, having shows, and we've done it, having shows where we're just sitting back and we're BSing each other. It's like coming into your local pub, your local bar, and just sitting down at the table and just telling stories and reminiscing about things, remembering things, or just razzing each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, just to give an example, a lot of these streams that we've been doing, we're doing dual stream on mine. I told Mike we should stop doing that unless it's the group panel or a special event. Why? I don't want to take away his hard-earned viewership, and that goes by the fact that the following on the other side, watching. So, so it's like, okay, I talked to him this morning about that. I said, I don't think we should do that anymore, and that's what's going to happen. I mean, when we do an open panel or we have something very special, yeah, we'll do it that way. But I don't want to affect his channel.
It's just like I don't want to affect anyone else's channel. I don't want to come onto your panel and act like you should all talk about me, revolve around me. No. If you ask me to be on a panel, I want to be able to contribute. I want to be able to, say my piece. I want to be able to add to your conversation. It's like Tommy the Guinea Pig Collective several weeks back asked me on a Thursday to hop on his stream because he was talking about Transformers and what's going on with Transformers right now. How they're getting into all this stuff about, binary, non-binary, all that. And he wanted to get my opinion because I'm a Transformer fan. And I flat out told him, just like I'm telling you all here right now, I'm not jumping on here for clout. I'm not jumping on here so I get new subscribers. I'm jumping on here because you asked me on here, and it's a topic that we're both passionate about.
Yep.
Right. And we care about all of you. We really do.
Mm-hmm. We do. We do.
Because
and when
yes.
Yep. Go ahead, Baron. Sorry.
Oh, I said so. No, when you go and say something out there, it means something to us. And we're not out there to insult, snub, or anything. Anybody. Not a soul. Yeah, it might take a little bit for us to get to what the comment was. That's why we have the little star thing on the side there. To remind us, we got to go back to this comment, and we need to address that.
Yeah,
we have little sheets on the side, folks. We're keeping track.
We are keeping track, and if it's not me highlighting the comments, it's Baron highlighting the comments.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to get a little personal here.
Okay.
The hardest part of doing YouTube was 2 years ago after my mom passed away. There was a time I didn't have the will, the want, or the need to do YouTube. But I had to do something other than coming home and moping around because I was depressed about the fact that my mother passed away. My mother of 42 years. And this was back in 2001, January of 2001 when she passed away. But it's because of each and every one of you. I started to get the strength to come on here and talk and do YouTube. And yes, There have been times where I've shed tears. One particular moment that comes to mind, and I'm not ashamed of it at all, is opening day 2021. After my mother passed away, trying to get through that episode of the box score and breaking down, because the one person in my life who enjoyed baseball just as much as I did wasn't there. And I was missing her. There's emptiness there. Yes, I could feel her there, but still, physically, she wasn't there. And every opening day was one thing we looked forward to. A few weeks ago, going up to Norfolk, Virginia at Harbor Park for a Norfolk Tides game. That was the first time in 7 years I'd been to a Tides game. Last time was with my mom. And that was something we tried to do each and every year. Have a mother-son day at the ballpark enjoying baseball. I lost a part of me when she died. I lost a part of me when my dad died. But I gained something in all of you because you took a chance. Whether it was watching another stream, meeting me there, seeing me on the panel, or whether it was here, I gained a part of myself because of all of you. And now I'm asking you all, what do I need to do to improve this channel for the better? Not so I can come on here and go, hey guys, yeah, you remember so-and-so who used to be in the chat? Yeah, well, I don't see him anymore because I'm a big shot YouTuber and I don't care about him. But no, that will never happen on this channel. I will never get too full of myself to where I think less of you guys. There are some people I miss seeing in the chat. Yeah, that's right, I said it. I miss seeing them in the chat because I don't see them as often anymore. And I'm wondering if they're all right. And I have no way of contacting them to find out if you're all right. Mm-hmm. It's because that's how much you mean to me. I can't do this without you.
May I piggyback on that, Mike?
Yeah.
Okay. Because, I've been kind of cryptic with me. But I'm going to lay it out on the line here, and this is not a pity party. Don't think that. On the contrary, the opposite. But I have not been employed since probably around almost a year ago. Honestly, about a year ago, because I just snapped. I broke down. Mentally broke down with what I call DAP. Depression, anxiety, and panic. And right now, I'm having a hard time functioning in society because the job I had finally broke me. Right? Along that way, the long suffering has had some serious health issues. Lost her voice, got it back, so she wasn't able to work for that time. She broke her femur in December, at the beginning of December, and she was in hospital for 2 months. So she was away from me for 2 months, which this stuff kind of took it away. It kind of took away a lot of that gusto I had for YouTubing, where a lot of my stuff I've shut down. Mm-hmm. But I had obligations. But, the obligation is friendship, nothing more, with Mike 24/7. And, and various people that have asked me on, whether it be Ray Feliciano with King Dolphin TV. I need to get back there. I need to get back in pop culture minefield because sometimes it just, Saturdays increase, please. But with all that going through, the thing that got me and has gotten me through has been Mike, has been Cash. It's Smoking Patriot, the few times that we get a chance to talk, and we should talk more often. All you in the chat, everybody won. DJ Ronnie Cheese, Jet Sparks, Spartacus, Jace, Captain Fandom Nerd, all you guys, Nova Vaughn, even Phil McCracken, I hate you too, by the way. Kathy Skywalker, yes. Even if you're in the gap, even you, I have really appreciated, because I consider all you people my therapy. My therapy. And even though I joke about being a YouTube whore, I'll go anywhere it is and be on any show type of thing, I kind of am a little selective, because I like being with people who are true. Brandon, the anime guy, really a great guy and a true fellow and a good friend. And he's the one that really helped me in the beginning. Of course, this guy next to me, Mike, this is what you get, folks. You don't get anything beyond that. 24/7 Fusion Media. Again, there. Vigilante Williamson. Fat Steven Seagal. New Bomb Turk. Cash Monet. All these people I deal with, I love and adore, because they help get through, and they're wonderful people. And, okay, I'm sorry. I've been trying to be cool. I'm trying not to get mad, but forgive me, Mike.
Go ahead, Baron.
Forgive me. To
Permission
dare
granted.
sit back and put that crap in the chat is irresponsible, especially when you're supposed to be a friend. That is uncalled for. And again, I'll double down. You missed the first part, obviously. You ignored the first part of what we're talking about, where we can get together and talk and not be offended. If you're offended because we're not putting you on here, boom, because you asked to be on here. I have asked Phil McCracken if I could be on one of his shows, and he's reluctant to say, no, I can't, because I have everything full up. And then I find out later that Phil was kind enough, between him and Mike, to say, okay, I'll be on the first half, Mike can take over in the second half. But he said, no, I can be on. I told him, no problem. If anything falls down, right? If someone's out there, I'll be here for a backup if you want. Nothing more. Not mad. Not put out. I understood.
Yeah, it's like when Phil asked me if I can be on the panel. I want everybody to know this. Everybody. Whether you're watching, whether you're listening, whether you're lurking, whether you're finding the channel for the first time. If you ask me to be on the channel and I tell you I'll be on the panel, 99.9% of the time I will be there. If that 1% comes up where I can't be there, guess what? I will let you know. I won't flake on you and leave you in the dark wondering, well, why didn't he show up? Why didn't Pacific show up?
I mean, to give an example, Norporial, he contacted me one time. Hey, you want to be on this chat for Alien? I turned him down, not because I was being mean, but I just basically told him, BB, enough. I told him that I don't think I'd contribute because I'm not a big Alien fan. And that's possibly for somebody else.
Yep.
Not offended. No offense there. And, of course, there was never offense between us. He understood.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to bring up Norporial, too, because he asked me to be on his Stranger Things panel when the new season came out on Netflix. And I told him, I said, I've never watched Stranger Things, so I wouldn't be able to contribute. I did say I could watch the episodes and quickly catch up, but I don't feel that I would contribute the way you would like me to contribute.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I'm going to bring up a baseball reference. It's like me, being drafted by a team and not even having any minor league experience to get ready to play at the major league level. Just being drafted and being called up to the major league level after playing college baseball, for 4 years or 3 years. And nothing against anyone who's played college baseball. It's just that you don't have the experience, what it takes to play major league baseball with a wooden bat and with how deceptive pitchers can be at the major league level as compared to the minor league level or even the college level. If I'm asked to be on a panel, I want to be able to contribute to your panel. I want to be a team player. I want to be able to come up to bat and get that hit for you that you're asking for. Go ahead, Baron. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. And I just want to sit back and say, we have never, at least seriously, by the way, because, obviously we treat each other, but we have never told anybody to fuck off or fuck you. The fact that was put in the chat as serious is unexcusable. Unexcusable.
Yeah.
I have a potty mouth. I admit it. Right?
As
I
to
can
what?
drop.
As
I
to
can,
what? You've all
right.
heard it.
But but there's still some decorum out there. I won't seriously say fuck you to anybody here. Nobody.
No.
If you don't like me, that's fine. We can move on.
Yep.
We can be adults about it and go our separate ways.
But that's not being adult, folks.
Yep.
Not. I have been a professional in broadcasting. I've been there. I know what the rules are with broadcasting. I'm old school. I'm Johnny Carson. I'm the person that realizes that you are letting me in to into your life for whatever time period, that you're watching, and I will give you that courtesy. If I go to another channel, I will play by their rules. Like, don't say the no word on EBN.
Yeah.
And I try not to. Same thing with Paul. No words over there. So, I try
Right.
very hard.
Exactly. Yeah. It's his channel, his rules. It's fine.
Right. And I respect them.
When going on another channel, I look at it like this. And I've told Baron this, I've told Cash this, I've told Patriot this, I've told Crit, Paul, so many other people. But when I go on a panel on a different channel, I treat it like I'm entering their home. I'm a guest in their home. They're not in mine. I'm a guest in their, in their home. So if they ask me to take off my shoes when I enter the door and leave them by the door, well, guess what? That's what I do because that's the rules of that house. If they have decorations that I'm not too keen on, too bad. It's their house, not my house. Deal with it. Be respectful to that channel and the other panelists. Because some of those panelists might be meeting you for the first time. And you know what they say about first impressions. And I know. I've got my flaws. There are times I am an idiot. I will admit that. But there are also times where I can get very serious.
Right. And that's what's great about this stream. Honestly, the streams that I spend the most time on and the co-hosts on are the most real streams there are. Mike is the most real there is out there. 24/7 is the most real out there. Brandon's the most real out there. It's always great being there because you know where you're at. You're not, obviously I put a little bit of a front on being that smart ass. But now you're getting the real me right here. But still, even when I'm seeing a smart ass, it's still me. Because I enjoy having fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
Life is too short.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what anyone else says. Life is too short to be serious all the time. You have to have laughter because laughter truly is the best medicine. There are times after my parents passed away, my dad back in 2004. So we're talking 19 years. My mom 2 years ago. Anybody I was close to passed away where you needed to laugh.
Here's a personal story here. I watched my grandfather die in the hospice. I was in the room. I was in the room when he finally passed. I was the one that walked across over and told my mom, I think he's gone. And we all came in there, and the long suffering was there that came in, and we're all around the bed having that last little moment. And while we're doing that, a guy comes in. He doesn't realize what happened yet. The word hasn't gotten around. And he came in with the meal for a while, my grandfather, to have. And it's like, oh, and then the poor guy, he wasn't just, oh, I'm so sorry, and goes out. And we all start laughing because of the surrealness of that situation. And knowing that my grandfather would find it amusing as well. But here we are, moments after my grandfather passed, and we still have time for an appropriate laugh that helped out a little bit. But yeah, even in that type of seriousness, that there is still hope for in the future. That he's gone, but we're still around. We remember, and hopefully we're remembered when we're gone. And for everything, there is a season and a time and a purpose under the heavens. Even if you're not a Christian, even if you're not religious, reading Ecclesiastes 3, that is the most wise chapter written out there. It goes right in there with meditations and many of the others. But you read that through, and that's how you should live, and realize that there's always a season for everything, and that we all have our ups and downs. This too shall pass, and that means the bad and the good.
Yeah, so, my dad, he was a Serenity Prayer. My mom would joke that she was Murphy's Law, but it was, my dad's optimistic look that helped them get through things. And, my mom, she did have an optimistic look. She was very kind. She was a nurse. I know being a nurse doesn't automatically mean you have compassion and love for human beings, but she actually did. So the night she passed, 2 years ago, my sister and I were allowed to be in her room. And the last thing I told her before she slipped away was, "We'll be fine. Thank you for everything."
Exactly.
And I'll see you again.
Right. And that's just it. And you get the real here. You get the real on a lot of these other chats. And I know all you who are sitting in the chat, we care about you. We love you. You know that you're all important to us. We're here, we're here because of you. And your input and what you have to say is important. You may not be on this panel, but you have that keyboard. And any word putting in there is important. You sit back and say, "Hey, can you talk about this?" Or, I've noticed something like that about this. Or, even great show. As long as it's not bullshit.
Yep. And I'm not going to give you bullshit here.
No.
When I say in the description, sit back, relax, and join the conversation, doesn't matter if you're on the panel, doesn't matter if you're in the chat. You're joining the conversation. You're sitting back, you're relaxing, you're putting in your 2 cents, 3 cents, 4 cents, 5, however many cents you're putting in there, and you're joining the conversation. You're contributing to the conversation. You're helping with the flow of the conversation.
I mean, if you notice, my backdrop looks different than normal. Well, this is a new normal. Why? I lost my house because of all what I'm going through. But for the grace of God, we were blessed to be able to sell the house instead of having it foreclosed and able to get this new place and have it paid off and not have to have that worry. And
that peace of mind.
That peace of mind. And through that whole thing where you think that, oh my God, I'm going to go absolutely friggin' nuts and you'll be seeing me in a padded cell for the next show. No, it's now serene. We're actually all serene in this house, even the animals. It's like, this is a good place. Maybe this is where we're supposed to go. But again, what's one of the things that helped me get through? Everybody here, everybody on the chat, and I'm talking about on all the other shows too.
Yeah.
You guys all mean something, and your words mean stuff, and and that can go both ways with meaning stuff, and just because you have a con that you want to point out, that's not bad. Critique is important. We need critique. That's why we were talking about before. We don't want to see YouTube go. We want YouTube to stay around, and we want Rumble to be strong. Why?
And another thing, critique. That's what a lot of people are trying to prevent right now in pop culture. right now in the world is critique someone's different point of view. Oh, well, you're this, that, and the other. We don't want your opinion here. No, I want your opinion here.
Mm-hmm. Just have it laid out. Why? Not just throwing something out. You're an Islamophobe and you're mean and you ignore us. Okay.
Yeah.
Lay it out. Why? And even on the other side. Oh, you're great. Okay. Why?
Yeah.
Because I do have a hard time believing people when they say, you're a real good guy, Mike. It's like, you're just saying that to me, aren't you?
Yeah. And the thing is, guys, is that with Mike, let me just tell you how awesome of a guy Mike is. And Baron shared, so I'm going to share some stuff too, right? I've only said, Mike, you know what I've gone through. I've said that on a few streams, and Mike knows, but Baron and everyone else is going to know. So 2021, I got divorced, moved to Tennessee to try and start anew, fresh, clear my head, all that stuff. In 2021, I ended up having my bank account hacked. I got scammed, and I got evicted from my apartment. So I was forced to move back to Florida to live with my parents because I had literally nowhere else to go. I had to start again. Within the same year, I had to start over fresh again. And by the grace of God, I went from door dashing to working 3 jobs, to working 2 jobs, to working 1 job. Now I'm working at another job. And Mike was with me the whole time. Mike was with me when I was rebuilding in Tennessee, my downfall and my slow rise back up. Mike's been there with me. He's heard me curse and rant before in private chats on Discord. And, and he's just been that soothing, calm voice where he's just like, he a voice of encouragement. Mike's been there, guys. Like, if you only knew the conversations we had with Mike, how much Mike loves this channel. He loves the chat. He loves the content. Mike is a pretty outstanding guy. And if you guys knew that where he wants to take this to be a fun place where everyone can come and share their points of view, where we can all laugh and joke and have a great time. I mean, I can't imagine not having Mike in my life and us joking off on
I don't know where you're going with that, but try again. Wait a second here.
Wow. All right, before you continue, I gotta play a clip because oh boy, I'm at a loss for words here, folks.
I don't know smoking.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Wow.
No.
I think we need to change the voice on this one.
Cash Money can put his change in my piggy bank any day.
We gotta change the voice on that. We need to get his voice on there.
Yeah. But no, that's the thing, guys, is that Mike loves everyone. He loves all his guests that come on, even the ones that he disagrees with. He still has great respect. Yeah, okay. Aside from Phil, we all know you want to send him back to the abyss, Mike. We get it. All right.
Phil, he's driving us insane.
No, but to piggyback on your point, Patriot, I have had conversations with Phil online when there's something that's amiss, and it's like, Phil, I need to talk to someone. I need your sage advice. And that's what I'm looking forward to, is for people who, if I need your advice, you'll be straight up with me. Just like if you want my advice, I'll be straight up with you. I can be blunt. I'll tell it like it is.
Yep.
That's why I try to behave. Important word, try.
Yeah, you just don't want me to boot you off the panel again.
Doc Pop.
It's like, I'll do it. I swear I'll do it.
I'll do it this time.
I mean, it could be worse. I could be saying this. Let me just find the clip. It's one of the new ones I added.
You got new ones.
I have a headache.
It might be a tumor.
It's not a tumor. It's not a tumor at all.
See,
I could come on here and say I got a headache. This is going on in my life. That's going on in my life. And you guys want to hear it? No. Well, too bad. You're going to hear it. No, I'm not going to do that.
You have to do that line though. They've been all bad from True Lies. When he's what? Did you ever kill anybody? Yeah, but they've been all bad.
Yes. That's another great one.
Oh, there's just so much out
line
there.
YouTube from a movie, so don't go and.
It's Arnold.
Yeah, and there's another thing I'll never tell you on stream to do.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
I might tell you this, but I'll never tell you that. Here, let me find the clip. I still got too many damn clips.
Yeah, I thought you said you needed some out.
I weeded some out, but obviously that's not enough. I'm gonna play this
What the
one.
hell are you talking about? Oh, my guidance counselor says that certain words perpetuate this sexist worldview that could trigger.
Quiet! From now on, you won't listen to your guidance counselor. You're going to listen to me. Is that understood?
Yeah, sensei.
No sensei. No sensei.
He doesn't listen. He tells me to shut up all the time.
No, I usually ask you this, Baron. This is what I usually ask you. Let me just get to it. It's one of the new ones.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
But yeah, I'm not here to be fake. I'm not here to be phony. I'm here to be real. So if there's a time when I'm playing a game and I'm ticked off, and you hear it in my voice, well, it's how it is.
It's comedy gold.
See, what's going to happen though is one day Mike's just going to go, "Where's the trigger? Where is it? Where's the trigger?"
No, cash. If we're going that route, there's going to be a day. Hopefully not soon, but there's going to be a day where somebody comes by the channel and says,
I want you to tell all your friends about me.
What are you?
I'm Batman.
That's right. They're saying, what are you? And I'm saying, I'm Pacific Man.
He's gonna be like jumps through that comedy. Was it comedy humor bit? The whole bad man. You all know what I'm talking about?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's
I don't know what you're
humor.
talking about, Patriot. I'm sorry.
It's college humor, and it's all based off of the Chris Nolan movies. And it's this guy, and it's like Batman, but he's like the most awkward and like inappropriate like version. So he pulls the guy up. He's like, "Where is the trigger?" He's like, "Wait, that's your voice."
Where's the trigger?
So he goes through all these various voices trying to find the intimidating one, and his voice gets so scratchy. He's like, "Where's the trigger?" He's like, "Oh yeah, do that. What? My throat, it's just so raspy now." It's like, "Yeah, no, do that."
Phil,
I'll have to post it in the Discord. You guys would get a laugh out of it.
Phil, Shortchange sounds like a bad Bond villain, or maybe
No.
a bad Indiana Jones character.
Yeah, you're the sidekick to Indiana Jones instead of Short Cash. No, Andy. That's why Andy.
Really, who wants to be Phil McCracken's sidekick? No.
What do you mean? Phil McCracken is everybody else's sidekick. Come on. Everybody knows it. I mean, yeah, you want to know something? Reading that article and doing it as Arnold, yeah, it wasn't a very good impression, but it was still fun to do. Yeah, reading the articles, come on. How many people want to hear me read the articles as Arnold all the time? Maybe not very many. That would get old quick.
Or
Like,
whenever like when we were doing State of Decay 2 that one time, and I found the Thompson submachine gun, and I get into just talking, and I'm like, listen, okay. Now I got my Tommy gun, so you can't mess with family. Like, I was talking like that for like 30 minutes, and Mike's like, dude, you got to stop, man. I can't take it anymore.
I was laughing too hard. I couldn't even concentrate on the game. I was laughing so hard.
I had to keep bailing him out from the zombies because he was just like, he kept muting himself.
Yep. And Chaos was like, Pacific!
You don't hear anything for like 2 minutes, and then Mike comes back, and he sounds like he's out of breath. And then the jokes just kept coming. He's like, Mike, you were just gone for 2 minutes. Why are you out of breath all of a sudden?
Because I'm laughing so hard.
So that's the thing. So to everyone who's listening, like, you know, whether it's Baron, Cash, me, Phil McCracken, whomever you follow, just know that if you're in the chat, you are loved, and we love having you here. All right, we love it. You know, when I do my streams, I don't get many people in the chat, and honestly, I think whenever I have Mike on, I think that's where a lot of my people who come in the chat come from.
No. Give yourself more credit than that. Come on.
So, but anyways, though, but that's the thing is like I always love it when the chat interacts with us, you know. And if you want to know a good YouTuber from a bad YouTuber, is Jeremy Geeks and Gamers. He does his Cobra Cast. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. Cobra Cast. Yeah. Okay. So even Cobra Cast, which has like on average about 1,300 live people, and the chat is on fire. It's just going. You'll see a comment and it's gone within 2 seconds. Even Jeremy's able to catch some of the chat, you know, while he's going with the super chats and topics, whatever. Again, it's hard once you start getting enough people in the chat to follow and get to everyone's comment. So don't think, he didn't get to my comment. No, trust me. Sometimes the chat will lead the live stream because the chat will be going off on something and it'll be going for like 20, 30, 40, an hour. The chat will literally be having its own separate thing going on from whatever is going on in the YouTube live stream. And sometimes that sometimes that is entertaining within itself. Is sometimes there are certain live streams I don't like the streamer, but I love being in chat because I get to see the conversations and the back and forth and everything. Oh, it's gold. I'm telling you guys. So if you're in the chat, you're loved, but just, you know, give us a little mercy when we have a lot of people on the panel. Just give us a little mercy because sometimes we get in our own conversations and we lose sight of the chat. It's not that we've forgotten; it's we get engrossed in our own conversations. So
right.
We don't forget about you. You know, we just lose sight sometimes.
Yep. So. And Padawannabe, you know, I wasn't sure about you first, man, but when I was on a panel with you and you brought the knowledge of Star Wars, I was like, okay. And your comic book collection, man, like I'm not even blowing smoke up your ass is impressive, dude. It's impressive.
Yeah. And, you know, we're all going to have days where we come on here. Maybe it's not the best of days, but you know what helps make it better? Is when each and every one of you is in the chat. Yes, I have missed people in the chat before. I'm not going to act like I haven't. I'm not going to come on here and say, I've never missed anyone in the chat. I acknowledge each and every person that's there. There have been times where I have missed someone in the chat. And there's even been times where I missed someone in the chat and I didn't notice it until after the chat has ended and I'm like, oh, shit. So, you know, especially if the person's following me on Twitter, if someone's on the panel, one thing I do is I thank every person that was on the panel. And there have been times where I've missed somebody in that thank you. So I try to tag them real quick in the reply section because it's important to me to acknowledge each and every one of you. Whether it's verbally, whether it's highlighting your comments in the chat to give you the acknowledgement you deserve because you are here. Not just me, not just Baron, not Patriot, not just Cash, but all of you too. So, is there anything, and I mean it, anything that anyone wants to add onto this main question here? Let me just bring it back up again as a non-scroll type. There we go. Save that. Bring that up. As a subscriber, what would you consider to be the pros and cons of this PACIFIC414 channel? As I said before, I'm saying this because I do have Twitch, I do have Odyssey, I do have Rumble, and I also have a Kick.
I got nothing. I got nothing else. I kind of forgot about the question, not gonna lie, but I got nothing else.
Well, Patriot, you got nothing else. You forgot about the question. Oh man, what are we gonna do with you, man?
Useless.
What are we gonna
Listen
do with
to all
you?
my people out there.
Cash, anything to add?
I hate Phil McCracken. No, I'm kidding. Maybe. No,
He hates you too. He hates you too.
No, just keep finding your passion, and if there's something that you want to talk about on stream, just talk about it. You want to do a video on it, do a video on it. You want to talk about sports, even if it's baseball or not baseball. You want to talk about something else, maybe some hobby you took up and you want to talk about it. Who knows? You'll be surprised who shows up and wants to have a conversation. And
Yep.
And Baron?
None more than what I said before. I mean, honestly, all we got is support, and more technical side stuff than anything else. But that's how I think. Cons is good because I'm here.
And getting to your point earlier about the open streams, there is something I have mentioned to Cash and Baron about the open panels. I have been considering bringing the open panels to only one open panel in a month instead of having two. And the way that would work is there'd be a month where it would be on a Wednesday. Once I work out a schedule, and then there'd be another month where it'd be on a Sunday. But that is something I've considered. Anything that helps the channel get better in the eyes of you, the viewer. Although I'm not paying for subs. Fuck that shit.
No, he got to pay my wage. This is in the contract, so that's where the money's going.
Wait, you didn't sign no stinking contract.
What did I
Wait, he didn't
sign?
have to sign a Okay, Mike. We're gonna have my legal people are gonna talk with you here after this. So
Well, just because he asked you to send nudes. I mean.
Oh boy. Oh. Let's see. No, that clip's not gonna work. That one's not gonna work either. Here.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
All right. So let's go ahead and move on real quick.
Yeah, let's have some fun.
I've got to check, and they are updated. Excellent.
Oh, here we go. Money. Boom, boom, boom.
Yes, see, I didn't even have to tell Baron. He already knew. Yes, the weekend box office. So, what was the top grossing movie of this past weekend? Well, it was Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. That raked in 120.5 million at number 1. And then Sinking to the Bottom of the Ocean at number 2. I know that's not really sinking, but hey.
Under
We
the
got
sea.
we got The Little Mermaid with 40.6 million. And then coming in with 12.3 million, we have The Boogeyman. Oh, that could be any one of us on the panel.
Oh, yeah.
And let's see, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, 10.2 million. And Fast X. I don't know if they're going to get that trilogy that Vin Diesel wants. I don't know if he and his family are going to be able to do it.
It's all about family.
9.2 million. Let me just look at the worldwide total for that. 603 million. I don't know. I don't know if Universal's going to say, we want to see the family again.
Yeah. The thing, yeah, I mean, the problem with movies nowadays is that back in the day, a movie could not do so well in the box office, but it could have a lot of aftermarket sales, like movies and etc. and everything regarded to a franchise, and that could get them be like, well, we need to have a sequel now because there's yeah, sure, we broke even in the box office, but in all the merch and movies, we killed it. Nowadays with streaming services, I don't know. I don't know if it's possible. So, who knows?
The movie industry is so screwy. It's not the movie industry when I was growing up, that's for sure.
Same here.
Oh, so quiet here. Guardians of the Galaxy.
I've heard it's good. I just have honestly, I know people say it doesn't exist, but I'm heroed out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just heroed out. Like, it's just because you know why? It's sequel after sequel after sequel after sequel, and the only new ones we get are you have to subscribe to Disney Plus or stuff like that, and it's like, what if I just want to sit in a theater? You know.
Right.
So
exactly.
Like, that's why for me it's like like they did the whole that Hawkeye thing. What was it last year, the year before, that like Christmas like special thing? It's like you know what? Why did you make a Hawkeye movie? Like
right.
I
think I think the big problem is also like you said, people are getting superheroed out. And just like the action movies, finally, the action movies kind of dropped off and movies went into a direction. Well, they've been milking this cow for so long. People, James Gunn has a lot of work ahead of him if he wants to try to get superhero movies going again with DC, and I have no faith in him, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. DC, I have no hope in DC. I have none. The Flash movie, let's just be real. The only reason why people are going to go see The Flash is because of Michael Keaton. No one wants to see Ezra Miller as the Flash. To be honest, I wish that they did a Flash movie based off of the CW Flash, because I feel like that guy who plays the Flash plays a better Flash than Ezra Miller does. But we ain't going to get that because then, you're doing universe jumping and all this stuff, which it's Flashpoint. I mean, I'm not going to lie. If there was one time where you could have brought him in, that would have been the time. Like, you meet another Flash. It's not an Ezra Miller Flash. It's the Barry Allen from the TV show Flash. That I'd be okay. This is a little bit interesting now.
Well, kind of like they did with the Spider-Verse thing, where they had the 3 different Spider-Men.
Yep, exactly. So, it's the problem with superhero films is that they keep going down the road of we're giving you more hero stuff, but the problem is they're going so deep into the lore. Nobody knows this stuff unless you're hardcore comic book readers. Flashpoint is something that the average person wouldn't know about. So why would they care? You know? This isn't Iron Man 1. This is, multiverse, which I'm going to tell you right now. Everyone I talk to that's a normie has no clue what the multiverse theory is.
Mm-hmm.
They look at me and they're like, okay, you have fun with that. So and that's the problem, is that I feel like they're going so deep into lore that it's at this point, cut it quits, bring back another genre, bring back westerns, bring back some good sci-fi, not crap sci-fi.
Yeah.
Good sci-fi. John Wick is the only thing really keeping the action franchise alive. If it weren't for the John Wick franchise, I mean, I guess you could say the Fast and Furious too, but
what about Mission Impossible is still around, man?
Mission Impossible, okay, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. DC or independent or what have you, they're making all these superhero movies or shows, and it's like, dear God, stop for a second. Just stop. Let it breathe.
And Inspire Chris, I'm not ignoring your question you asked about Garth Bane. I'm just trying to think who would be good at it. I know one of the hands down people would say would be Henry Cavill, but he's in everything now, so it's kind of hard to think. Maybe more of an unknown. Give someone a chance to break out.
So, moving on to this article, I think this article will prove that there's someone even angrier than Phil as an old man.
Is that possible?
Yes, it's possible. Why did you ask me that?
I heard about this article. I didn't hear the details. I just heard this article existed.
Yeah.
Yes.
But Harrison Ford definitely is the grumpy old man.
He can be. Not always, but he can be.
Get away from my plane.
I want
You
to see
just
a grumpy
scratched
old
it,
man
Mr.
remake
Ford.
with him in it.
I think that would be a cross between like Clint Eastwood and Harrison Ford there. Gran Torino. Harrison Ford, though, stars in it.
So this article is from Superhero Hype. It was posted on their website on the 2nd. And it's by Spencer Legacy. Yeah, I'm sure that's your real name. And it says Harrison Ford reveals who would win between Han Solo and Indiana Jones. Iconic actor Harrison Ford has revealed who he thinks would win a fight between two of his most famous characters, Han Solo and Indiana Jones. Who does Harrison Ford say would win between Han Solo and Indiana Jones? During an interview with Esquire, Ford was asked what question he receives the most from Star Wars fans. The actor revealed he's often asked which of his characters could beat the other, which he has very little interest in. He knows that either way, the winner would be him.
Of course.
Well, they usually ask me if there was a fight between Han Solo and Indiana Jones, who would fucking win? Ford stated. And I say, voice rising, fingers drumming, me, asshole. I don't want to do fucking make shit up like that. I mean, what are you asking me that crap for?
Yeah, he's a grumpy old man there. Full grumpy old Phil.
Yep. That's why I said I think he has Phil beat.
Mm-hmm. Well, Phil is Harrison Ford wish.
The newest Indiana Jones movie, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, is once again led by Harrison Ford as he reprises the iconic titular explorer for the final time. He'll be joined by Golden Globe winner Phoebe Waller-Bridge as Helena Shaw, Antonio Banderas as Renardo, and Mads Mikkelsen as Jurgen Voller, Thomas Ketchman as Colonel Weber, and Boyd Holbrook as Flubber Sonnet, Renee Wilson as Mason, and Toby Jones as Basil Shaw. Franchise vet John Rhys Davies is also returning as Sala. So yeah, there's even someone out there crankier than Phil.
Well, this is, if you guys go back to a few years ago on Reddit, they said who shot first to Harrison on a Reddit Q&A, and he says, I don't give a shit. So,
He doesn't.
Which is hilarious. It's still funny.
And honestly, Spartacus, between those three, it's the President and Air Force One. That's my final answer. Get off my plane. Get off my Falcon.
One of the funniest things I've always found about Harrison Ford is when that Bruno movie came out and Sacha Baron Cohen found him outside of a restaurant. He's like, I know who you are. Fuck you. Oh, I laughed so. And then those two ended up in a Anchorman 2 together, which just cracks me up. It's just...
I mean, that's how Hollywood works. You never know who you're going to be in a movie with. You may despise the person, but
yeah, maybe they're friends now. Who knows? I don't know. I think Harrison can be a cool guy, but I could see him definitely being a dick.
leave me alone. It's my nap time. Low Spec says Han didn't shoot for Han shot, period. Yeah. Han shot only.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I don't care what George Lucas says. Well, see, actually, Mike, you should care what I say because it's my creation. That's my bad, George Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay.
Yeah, fair. Fair to middle.
Yep, it's pretty good.
So we have this article from Deadline, and it says Danny Bonaducci to undergo brain surgery. This is by Bruce Herring. And the article starts off by saying actor and radio host Danny Bonaducci will undergo brain surgery next week in hopes of curing a long-standing health issue. Bonaducci, age 63, was a beloved member of a TV classic, The Partridge Family, before moving on to reality shows like Breaking Bonaducci. He currently hosts the Danny Bonaducci and Sarah Morning show on iHeartRadio. Bonaducci dropped out of his radio show for 2 months last year because of his health, but kept talking to doctors even after returning. He told TMZ about his condition, claiming his brain felt fuzzy, but the medical teams couldn't decide on what the issue was. Finally, one provided a diagnosis of hydrocephalus. I may have mispronounced it. I do apologize. A fluid buildup on the brain. And there's a quote from him where he says, I can't figure out what caused it because I've done so many stupid things on reality TV shows. He said to TMZ, I took a guitar to the head that hurt and was possibly the cause of all this. I got punched in the face by Jose Canseco, a 265-pound professional athlete. And by the way, I didn't hit the floor. The surgery on Monday will put a stent and drain port in his head to remove the fluid. From what I hear, if the diagnosis is correct, I'll be 50% better right out of it. He said, I'll wake up like, hey, it's me, I'm back. But I'd rather be safe than sorry. I don't want to get my hopes up too much that I'll be cured. I just, thought we would talk about this too because he's a TV icon. Yes, he's had his troubles throughout the years, but people always remember him from the Partridge Family.
Mm-hmm.
There was even a year the Cubs invited him to throw out the first pitch and sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
Oh, really?
Yeah. So honestly, I hope this surgery gives him the relief that he needs.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it goes well. Thoughts and prayers to Danny Bonaducci.
Definitely, yes.
Yeah.
I want to wish any ill. Definitely not.
Mhm.
Definitely not.
And speaking of baseball, I do have an article about a new baseball movie. This article comes from Geek Tyrant. This is the last article of today's broadcast.
Mm-hmm.
And it says trailer for a new baseball biopic film, The Hill, starring Dennis Quaid and Colin Ford. And this was posted by Joey Barr 2 days ago on their website. And it just goes on to say, and I am going to show this trailer.
Oh.
Here's the trailer for an upcoming baseball biopic film called The Hill. Movie stars Colin Ford stars as Ricky Hill, a young boy who had a natural talent for playing baseball despite being burdened by leg braces from a degenerative spinal disease. While his dad, Dennis Quaid, initially discouraged him from playing the game to protect him from getting hurt, he ended up following his heart and went on to become a baseball phenomenon. I enjoy watching inspirational sports films like this, says the author, and this looks like it's going to be a great one. Yes, I have already watched it, and it's going to get my money. The movie was directed by Jeff Celentano, who said, I'm setting out to make an iconic film in the classic sense, a beautiful, sweeping, and powerful, inspirational story. One that will stand the test of time, like Blindside, Rudy, Field of Dreams, and The Natural. The film.
What?
What?
No,
The
I'm
film-
just surprised that he didn't put Hoosiers in there, but it's fine.
The film, growing up impoverished in a small town, Texas, in 1970s, young Ricky Hill shows an extraordinary ability for hitting a baseball despite being burdened by leg braces from a degenerative spinal disease. His stern pastor father, Dennis Quaid, discourages Ricky from playing baseball to protect him from injury and to have him follow in his footsteps to become a preacher. As a young man, Ricky, Colin Ford, becomes a baseball phenomenon. His desire to participate in a tryout for a legendary Major League Scout divides the family and threatens Ricky's dream of playing professional baseball, but he will never give up on his dream. The movie also stars Joel Carter, country music singer, songwriter Randy Houser, Bonnie Bedelia, and Scott Glenn. The Hill hits theaters on August 25th. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. I'm just going to take it away real quick just to make sure I am sharing the audio. This way you all can hear it. And I will have to pause it every now and then to try to avoid any copyright claims and copyright strikes.
Mm-hmm. Even though we're giving free advertising.
Yeah, seriously, we are.
Yep.
You can also say that we don't own this and whatever, like some other YouTubers.
No, we don't. I'm not earning any profit from it. Nobody on the panel, nobody in the chat is earning any money from this. We're just looking at this. We're going to critique it. We're going to do our best to talk over it too. So here we go.
You can't play baseball.
But I swing that bat, I ain't crippled no more. Tag game, bottom of the ninth. At bat, Ricky Hill.
All right. Every 15 seconds, I'm going to pause it.
Oh my God! What did you do? Let's go!
Ricky, I've seen you out there swinging that stick, even when you're suffering pain. But you can't play baseball. You're going to get ridiculed, and you're going to wind up with an injury that you'll never get over. God's going to give you a higher calling.
But all I want to do is play. When I swing that bat, I ain't crippled no more.
And gone. hell.
He did. From those first few moments, it's already got me.
4 homers in 1 game. Son, you might be better, but you are not healed.
Your bones are rapidly depleting. It'd be a miracle if you ever walk again.
You seen this? Major League Trials.
You're going to paralyze him. I don't need you filling him full of false hope. He's my son.
And I don't know about anyone else, but I do like Randy Quaid. I think he's a great actor.
He is.
Dennis.
Oh yeah, Dennis. Dennis is great. Yeah, Randy on the other hand.
I know. I slept. Randy's the cuckoo one. Dennis is.
Ricky, baseball had to end eventually. Time to figure out what you're going to do with the rest of your life.
First time you ever talked to me like a man is to tell me to forget the only thing I ever loved.
What has gotten into you?
He's special. They said he will never walk, and he ran. How many miracles do you need?
Mm-hmm.
You're planning to join the elite.
I'm one of the best hitters you're ever going to see.
A bad leg could cost the team wins and money.
It's all stacked against me.
If you don't try, you're gonna die inside. I want my dreamer back.
All your hopes,
I cannot do this alone.
dreams,
It's your time, Ricky!
determination, and sacrifices have come down to this.
Looks good. Looks
Yeah,
like
it does.
Looks like one of the films you would have seen back in the 80s.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
80s or
80s, early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because Disney dropped the ball. They were making all these great sports. They've dropped the ball a lot lately, but who cares? I mean, if Disney's not going to do this stuff, then somebody else can.
Mm-hmm.
That looks.
Right.
What's that movie? What's that movie called? I need to tell my brother.
The Hill.
The Hill.
The Hill. Okay.
Yep. And here's the thing about that movie: a lot of people today, they need something truly inspirational and feel good. You know, because a lot of people,
Yes.
let's just be real, they look at the world. They like, oh, Ukraine. Oh, I can't put. I'm working 60 hours a week, and I can barely afford to pay all my bills, and you know, I'm maxed out credit cards, and my bank account's depleted. All this stuff. All right. Now, if you gave them a movie like that where somebody who beat the odds fought for their dream and made it happen, do we even really get movies like that nowadays? Well, the last
No, we
one
don't.
the last one I could think of that we genuinely had like that was I think it was Invincible, the Mark Wahlberg one. That was the last one, because I think Blindside came out before that. So I think Invincible was the last truly great movie. And it doesn't have to be about sports, but sports always is something that, you know, a little kid will dream of playing in the NHL, MLB, NBA, you know, whatever. It causes people to want to dream. Your dream, Baron, your dream could be, you know what? I want to be the best pipe smoker and just sit there and show people how to smoke pipes like a master. And do you know what? I'd say go for it. If you can make a living on YouTube just showing people how to smoke a pipe like an expert, go for it. And Mike, whatever your dream is, fight for it. If your dream is I want to be a trillionaire, you do what you got to do. If your dream is I want to have a wife and kids, all right, then you got to do what you got to do to become that man who can find a woman, get married, and have them kids and have a long, happy marriage. Whatever it is, we don't get that in cinema nowadays. Nowadays, it's about agenda or it's about superheroes. That's it.
Another thing about nowadays, you have people that just want to discourage you because they don't want to see you succeed.
Right.
Yep.
The failures don't want to see anybody succeed. They don't want to be inspired to not be a failure. And they realize that, you know what, those that succeed have failed many times.
Yep.
I mean, Colonel Harlan Sanders, he was literally getting close to his 80s before he made it rich with Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And Walt Disney didn't actually start anything with Disney until he was in his early 40s.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could think, well, I'm in my late 20s. I'm in my late 30s. I'm in my 40s.
Mm-hmm.
Walt freaking Disney didn't do anything. You know, he might have had dreams and whatnot, but Walt Disney did not start when he was 18 years old with $2 in his pocket. He had to go through a lot of shit in life.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, Disney ain't what it used to be, but at least he created something he was so proud of. That's what we need nowadays. Movies that inspire people to want to better themselves.
Right.
We don't get that.
There's not many around, if there's any. There's a few, but there's not many around, unfortunately.
Well, no, it's too busy trying to be acceptance. You know, oh, look at me, I'm Lizzo, I'm perfect this way.
Yeah, it's more about my message rather than here's somebody that beat the odds and had a dream, and literally they threw it all on number 29. They took all their chips, threw it on 29, and said, "Spin that thing, let that ball loose," and they risked it all.
Yeah,
that's what inspires people. If you're not inspiring somebody with your story, well, maybe it means you got something to work on in life. I don't know. Like for me, I ain't where I want to be, but I know where I'm going. We need movies like that again. Movies used to tell rich stories that would need to make you laugh, cry, want to go join the military, whatever. Movies used to have meaning.
Mm-hmm.
They were our Gary Nerdrotic put it best. What did he say? They are our modern stories, like the Greeks had their stories. That's what movies are today. That our modern day movies are like what the Greeks had with Achilles and Zeus and all those stories that carried on for generations. That's what our movies are.
Mm-hmm.
And our comic books and our books and our video games, all that. These are our mythologies. These are our folklores. These are
mythologies.
These are our,
that's the word.
Yep.
Yes.
These are our mythologies. These are our folk tales. These are our fairy tales. And when I say fairy tales, I'm talking about the real ones, not the sugarcoated stuff we put today. These are our Aesop's fables.
Yep.
But they're not being treated that way.
Mm-hmm.
No.
And I want to talk about Spider-Chris's comment where he says some people on the left say trying to encourage people with disabilities to work hard, improve yourself to do better is prejudiced and offensive. Well, you know what? They can go ahead and tell me that, because another thing about me, for anyone that doesn't know, I was born with cerebral palsy, and I have had people tell me, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, and I've proven them wrong. When I was born, doctors said I wouldn't be able to walk. Proved you wrong. They also said I wouldn't be able to ride a bike without training wheels. Proved them wrong. They said I wouldn't be able to run. Proved them wrong.
Yeah.
All my life, I've had to prove people wrong. Because nobody knows me better than me. Nobody knows my body better than me. And you know what? Another reason I want to talk about this article, because one of the things that people wouldn't let me do for a while, I had to prove to them. And I'll be honest, I didn't feel I had to prove anything to anybody. But I had to prove to them that I could play baseball. That's another reason why I wanted to look at that trailer for The Hill. You should never tell somebody, oh, you can't do that. Encourage them. If they have a dream, encourage that dream. Be that water that you sprinkle on that seed to help that seed grow.
It might not happen, but at least you tried.
Yeah.
And you don't have that nagging thing in the back of your head. Just like you say, part of you's going to die. Really, that is. It's like, okay, I tried it. I wasn't able to do it, but damn it, I did it. Or I did it, and here I am.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, I think now's a good time to wrap up this edition of Pacific 414 Pop Talk. But before we do that, I do want to thank my panelists, of course, co-hosts as well. I want to thank the Smoking Patriot for accepting the invitation to be on today's show. I also want to thank Cash and Baron for being here too, and also the chat. But before I thank everybody who is in the chat, Patriot, what do you have coming up in the future on your two channels?
So on my Smoking Patriot channel here on YouTube, I need to set this up, but this has been, it's kind of a two-part stream. So and they're going to be kind of laced together. It's mainly when it's Star Trek, and it's basically the premise of, should Starfleet have focused more on militarization than exploration in its early days? So that's part one. And part two is how incompetent Starfleet is when it comes to actual foresight in regards to weapons technology and them giving up cloaking technology. So I'm gonna do a stream hopefully next week or two, and I want to have all y'all on. I think it'd be a juicy conversation personally. So
I'd love to. Thank you for the offer.
Yep. And then Break the Silence. I still gotta create a video for that. So that one I'm not gonna spoil. Y'all are gonna have to actually join over there and see it once it comes out. So
nice. And I have included the links to both Patriots YouTube and Rumble pages here in the chat. I will put them into the description after the broadcast.
Rumble.
All right. Cash, you here? Come in, Cash. Do you read me, Cash?
I am here.
What do you have coming up on Phantom? Hello.
Hello. You gotta do it, like Seinfeld.
I knew exactly where you were going with it. That's why I responded.
It's great. It's great. Anyways, yes. So I don't know. On the Phantom Hooligans, well, we got to get Broforce done next week. If I don't, I feel like Mike's going to haunt me in my dreams, and Baron. So
I am.
That's got to happen soon.
You know it.
You got to get that Broforce going. Before that, and I was testing it earlier. Warhammer 40K Warhammer bolt gun is a violent mess that you should play, Mike, and you should play, Baron. And especially since you like Warhammer, you got Doom and Warhammer together, and you should also play too. Smoking.
What platform is it on?
Steam.
Huh.
Are you a PC guy?
Handle it.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah,
I
have a literal.
I think it's only on Steam.
Computer that's 3 years old.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's only on Steam, but I don't know. I actually got pretty busy with some other stuff going on this week, so I don't know if I'm going to have a stream later today. I might. If
he
not,
stood us up, folks. He stood us up.
Oh yeah, he did.
I definitely owe Baron and Mike Broforce.
Bro.
Yep, so we got to destroy Satan, because Satan is evil, people. Evil. In the game. No, he's just evil. But yes. But anyways, so those are the things that are coming up, and then probably next week there'll be some more Final Fantasy 12. It's been a little while, so I've been enjoying that. Yeah, the Zodiac Age. Yes, the Zodiac Age. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, that's what's coming up right now on the Phantom Hooligans.
Don't you mean Bulligans?
Hooligans.
Bulligans.
Mikey man.
Whoa. No, nobody gets away with calling me Mikey. The only people that ever got away with it were my mom and dad and my sister.
Oh boy. Uh-oh.
Oh, Cash.
I'm not a Mikey.
He crossed the line.
He crossed the line.
Nice knowing you,
Didn't
Cash.
mean-
There will be no 21 gun salute for you, FYI, Cash.
Nope.
No, sorry.
Not at
Can't
all.
spare the ammo.
All right. So, yep. So, Baron, I guess Baron goes next, right, Mike?
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Baron, what do you have coming up?
Well, 5 o'clock Central Standard Time on 24/7 Fusion Media. It will be the Primetime Kings of live stream. That's with, of course, 24/7 Fusion Media. The ever mysterious vigilante Abe Williamson cruising in with the Hollywood Knights, New Bomb Turk, and myself. Please, if you feel inclined, go that way. Of course, you catch me here Sundays and Wednesdays on Pop Talk with that guy over there, the new arch villain, Doc Pop.
Oh, come on. I'm the anti-hero. I hear that, Cash. You're lucky I'm not bouncing it.
Oh, wow.
You're
You hear that abused patriot? I'm telling you, man.
You're deeper hot water than me. I like it.
I know, right? For today.
I'm enjoying every moment of it.
Listen, boys are gonna be boys, okay? What do you want me to do, okay? I can't micromanage the family.
Give you enough,
if I
you
did
can't
that, then every
refuse.
time Baron had to go wipe his rear, I'd have to go help him, and then Mike would have to go do this. And you would do that. I can't do it. I can't, man. You're big boy. You handle it yourself.
Front to back. Front to back. People should know by now. I have no
no shit.
Now all we need is a Kool-Aid guy. Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Well, why the Kool-Aid guy? Why can't I just find a clip of Macho Man going, "Ooh yeah, dig it"? That's right. You're all gonna dig it. You're all gonna subscribe to the Smoking Patriot. You're also gonna subscribe to Cash Money 007, the Phantom Hooligans, and you're gonna subscribe to Baron Orman Tagge. Ooh yeah.
You could do a
That's
whole
what I'm
stream
thinking.
talking as Macho Man Randy
Uh,
Savage. See how long your voice can last.
Yeah. I was gonna say, how long would my voice hold out? Well, we could find out. What if I switch between Macho Man and Arnold? Yeah, come on, come on. You gotta climb that top rope. Come on, you gotta do it.
Just
do it
pay
now.
attention. Just do a impression of Will Sasso doing Arnold doing Mike of an impression.
It sounds like a guy from New Jersey trying to do an Arnold impression.
Hey, what do you got against people from New Jersey, huh? Huh, Patriot?
Well, first of all, you live in New Jersey, okay? All right, it's like the sewer for New York, okay? New York is better than Jersey. Everyone knows this, all right?
Yeah, New York is just across the bridge.
Are you trying to say that New Jersey is the taint of New York?
Yes, I agree, Low Spec. It really is. But sometimes he goes to the wrong building, which is too bad. You know, Kool-Aid Man, he just wants to break into the right building.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes he doesn't. It's very upsetting.
No.
Yeah, but before we go here, I do want to thank everybody who was here. And if I miss you, speak up. I want to thank Baron Orman Tagge. And of course, we had Jason from 540 Studios. We also had Low Spec Linux Laptop. Captain Phantom Nerd was here. Kathy Skywalker was here. Pop Culture Mechanic was here. DJ Ronnie G. We had Spartacus. Potato Rabbit. The Padawannabe.
Oh my.
You all right there, Barrett? You all right?
Well, I heard that sound. Was that
Yeah, me too.
No, that's me. That's me.
That was Patriot, yeah.
Yeah, he was snorting cocaine off a hooker's ass again.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun.
Hey,
How many assholes do we got on this ship?
Wait. You want the dun 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 cash? I'll give you the dun dun dun.
Baron, secrets, man, secrets. Come on.
We're sharing Patriots secrets again. Dun dun dun. Yeah, too much.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Baron, I'm gonna have you write up a contract. Every time you do, you owe me $5,000. There.
What?
Wow.
Wow.
Wow,
I
$5
always
grand.
$5,000 every time. You snort coke off a hooker's ass?
That you tell people I am, man.
Oh,
okay.
wow. I
okay.
don't know. I mean,
Listen, I got a reputation. Listen, man, I got a reputation to uphold. You know, get
You
me
know,
what
if-
I'm doing in my private life.
Yeah, help
look, if you want to hide those hookers like Black Dynamite, nobody's gonna stop you, Patriot. Don't worry about it.
Kind of like the one that's in the Tesla's trunk in space.
I mean, you know, I just live by Bender's rules. We just need some more, hookers and blackjack.
What? Bite my shiny metal ass?
Yeah, that's
Cash mice. I can't do his voice.
How can that show come back and still be the same? I don't know. I just don't know.
It can't.
But I do want to thank Nova Vaughn for being here. Jet Sparks was here. Your Muslim uncle was here. Frostfang was here. Paul the Star Wars guy said, no, Paul.
No.
There's no justice for easy mode.
Boo.
Not now, not ever.
Boo.
Gap After Dark was here. And Phil McCracken was here.
hating us.
And we had Ahu Oman.
At first, I thought that was anonymous, and it's like, no, that's nothing.
Nope. And real quick, because I'm noticing them now, and I'm trying not to forget anyone. I'll go through the list real quick. But we also have Tommy and the Guinea Pig collection.
Yay.
And I'm scrolling up just to make sure I'm not missing anybody. Going through. Scrolling. Keep them doggies scrolling. Right. I think I forgot Kathy Skywalker. So, Kathy, thank you very much. Already mentioned Phil. Nova Vaughn. I know I mentioned DJ Ronnie G, but you know what? You got to mention him twice.
Turtles.
Turtle power.
Turtles. Captain Phantom Nerd got him.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
There he is. Captain Phantom Nerd.
Let's see. I'm going through it. And again, if I forget to say your name, say something. Speak up. Don't hold your tongue.
Hold your peace. Yeah, about that.
And I'm going through. I'm not seeing anyone else.
I think you got just about everybody.
I think I got everybody. I do believe I've got everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And let me just real quick. One last thing. Let me get Captain Phantom Nerd's link in there. So
yes, definitely. Mm-hmm. If you need a nerd, go for the captain because he'll sail you right. How's that? Was that pretty good?
You know, real quick on the channel too. I don't do shout out videos. That's just not part of the channel. But if I'm watching your stream, I will share it out.
Mm-hmm.
So here's Captain Phantom Nerd's link. Subscribe to his channel.
Oh,
and
Prismatics just came in for a second.
Yeah, just as we're ending. Perfect timing.
Yep. Hello, Priz.
And
hey, Prismatic.
let me go ahead and say hello to Prismatics. We're just about to wrap the show. I know wrapping up the show takes longer than starting the show.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Look at Baron. He's starting to fall asleep. But
well, you know why? You know why, don't you?
3 hours later.
I can't help it. I can't help it. But I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. I appreciate your feedback on what you think needs to be improved on the channel, the pros and cons of the channel, and going through this whole live stream of Pacific 414 Pop Talk with Baron, Smoking Patriot, Cash, and myself. And if you missed any part of the stream from earlier, feel free to watch it whenever you can and leave your feedback. I would greatly appreciate it.
Tell your friends and your enemies, especially your enemies. You want them to suffer, don't you?
And Prismatic says, "Oh, but I just came home back from work, so that's all right. That's all right. Catch it on the replay. Catch it on the replay."
Employment is more important than the show. I'm offended.
Yes.
Okay? You obviously don't have your priorities right.
I know, right?
Really.
Seriously.
I mean, come on. Don't you know Pop Talk's the most important show on YouTube?
Come on, man.
No.
No, this is what some people might say to that comment from me.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
But anyways, I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. I hope you have a good rest of your Sunday. And I know I haven't said what's going on for this week on the channel other than the Fifth Element stream that will be happening Wednesday, because I don't know what other live streams I'll be doing this week. We'll see how the week goes. If I decide to do a live stream, check the community page, check Twitter, if we follow each other on Twitter, and we'll see what I've decided to do. So in the meantime,
Autobots, transform and roll out.
that's right. We're out of here, folks. You have a good rest of your Sunday. And remember, I'm not just a baseball guy, I'm an all-around guy.
I still want to be a fan of Hooligan.
Maybe someday, Baron.
Wait, someday?
A hooligan.
Someday? What are you waiting for? Join another Discord, Cash.
I'm kind of hurt, you know?
I would.
I have to pick on Baron.
I'm not a hooligan either.
You know.
I thought it was Hooligan.
No, what the heck, man? I'm not a hooligan either. No.